Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of GDQ Hotfix Speedruns. I am your host, Regal, for Game Over tonight. Game Over is a show where we like to put on speedruns of games that are either known for their high level of difficulty or that are being played on a higher difficulty level than normal. And tonight we have two really cool runs. The first one is going to be Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake, going to be any % on European extreme difficulty by Metal Gear Solid. That's going to be the first run. And then after that, we're going to have a Doom 64 run by Zello, the category WMD Max, which I believe is Watch Me Die difficulty. So I'm excited for that. But first, we have Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Solid Delta. Glenn, do you want to go ahead and take it away for us and explain what you're going to be doing tonight?
Sure. So this is the remake. It is fully one-to-one as far as the layout is concerned. We do actually have some different kinds of playstyles, so we can just get into that as we go. Python, you want to introduce yourself as well?
Hi, hello, I'm Pythonicus. I speedrun this game and too many other Metal Gears as well. Excited to have it shown on Hotfix again so soon.
But anyway, I'm ready to count us down if you're ready for us, Regal.
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready, Glenn, whenever you are.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
After the end
And of course, we have our infamous speech here to start things off.
West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
And we're going to get some fun stuff. As beforehand, I set up a neat little glitch where you'll see some oddities like that. But I don't have to skip a lot of the cutscenes. If they're rendered in engine, I don't have to skip them. The downside, and of course you can change your audio on this, I choose not to because I think it's funnier. The cutscene audio will play as you're going as long as you don't leave the room.
Yeah. This was actually found rather early. This was like week 3 or so we found this one out.
Like, we kind of knew about it, but we didn't know how to trigger it. And then, yeah, about 3 weeks in, we were like, oh, you do that. Okay.
Yeah, as Glenn said, this is primarily, if you know the original game, then you probably know this one to a decent extent. But we have some special little gifts here and there for those of us who do know the game.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a fan of Metal Gear Solid 2 speedruns, you'll see some familiar tech here, as we are going to be rolling just about everywhere. It is a little faster.
Indeed.
It's just you don't get the cool cartwheel effect. Gonna roll over the swamp here. Go ahead.
To kind of get into what we're seeing here, so Delta was released with the promise of 2 different styles. You got the legacy style, which is more akin to what the original camera system was, and then you got modern style or new style, which is more akin to what you might see with Phantom Pain or Ground Zeroes. And we are running with the new style.
Go. The new style, Snake actually does have some different animations, which will come almost mandatory to us later. Like him sidling up against the walls and whatnot. Okay. Just don't want to... This is fine.
Yeah, and so if you're familiar with MGS3 European Extreme, a lot of the same stipulations apply. Instant game over on Discovery. We're going to be aiming for not Big Boss, Foxhound rank, which means no kills, no alerts, no continues. The Delta re-release here came with a new feature, autosaves per room, and we are not going to be allowed to touch any of those in terms of a single segment run. But the autosaves would clear alerts and whatnot. So, but we aren't allowing it specifically because single segment integrity and timing things and the boring nitty gritty.
The
or at least on console, we're using in-game timer right now, and the auto save or the quick reloads actually does set your IGT back. So, like Python said, it comes down to single segment integrity. And here we go. Our very fun gear menu.
So, yeah, this is the exact same cure menu as the original. It's just laid out a little differently. And instead of having your like weapon and item wheels, you have just one contiguous row, which you pick your stuff from, but it's all laid out the exact same way. But that's the virtuous mission done already.
Yeah, the cutscene glitch, I think the estimate was about 2 minutes real time. On the PC run, it doesn't matter. We're using a loadless timer. But for purposes such as showcases, who wouldn't want to save 2 minutes for basically free?
Indeed.
I'm not used to that. Snake is a little closer to the edge than I used to. That's okay. Yeah, a lot of the pathing is going to be the same for the most part, as the guard layouts haven't really changed. It does sometimes feel that their eyesight's better, but I don't know about that. But since we move faster rolling, this room, which on the original is a bit tougher, is a cakewalk.
I will say,
Yeah,
For this room.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
Nope, that's it.
Oh, no.
I was just gonna say that me playing this casually, I noticed, to me, like the guards were like insane. Like they were so good at spotting me. Like
Some of them have X-ray vision. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It does seem like things got a little bit better with that, but it's still being worked on. Patches still to come. So
Yeah, one thing that still hasn't been released, of course, being their new multiplayer experiment, Fox Hunt.
is that next week or 2 weeks from now? I forget.
Oh, really?
I don't remember.
I didn't even know that they were gonna do a multiplayer for this.
Oh yeah, part of MGS3's legacy.
Yeah,
It was the first with a multiplayer component.
I remember that. I remember playing that many years ago on PlayStation 2 online.
Well, that being said, we are up to the Ocelot unit, and you might be thinking, well, you got to fight the Ocelot unit, and to which I reply, no, we don't. But we do need to start the fight. So we engage the cutscene, take out the two outside the window, and climb up the ladder, and we're going to set our FPS cap to 30, and we're going to engage in some trickery. So Delta introduced this nice little quick camo swap menu. However, what they didn't, what they maybe didn't realize is that it breaks the game just a little bit. So by doing a specific amount of swaps, we're going to be able to do something quite spectacular here.
Extra one there for safety. Yeah, that worked out.
Oh my god!
And there we are.
Wow.
Well, I'm Eve. What's the matter?
So the reason we needed to actually start the fight is because Eva's cutscene gives us the items we're going to absolutely need to actually complete the game. Past that, we don't have to bother with any of that nonsense.
Hopefully I can do this quick enough. Leech?
So-
Nope, I got a leech.
Were you like moving in midair, and when you got out of the menu, you were like over the fence?
Yeah,
Is
it's,
that what
it's
was
kind of like a
happening there?
storage, although Snake's model isn't moving.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the game is still like, yeah, we're going to move you forward anyway.
Yeah, so again, if you're familiar with how MGS3 went, Delta, the speedrun, is fairly different in that regard, in that we actually have some skips that we are capable of doing in European Extreme, whereas before it was limited to like lower difficulties, either due to resources or rank or what have you.
Did I get it? I did. Okay. I
Looks
thought
like
I
you did.
missed. I didn't hear the second dog. That's okay.
Also, in new style versus legacy style, something that wasn't actually mentioned, the Mark 22 behaves differently. In new style, there's actual significant like ballistic drop to the tranquilizer darts, whereas in legacy style it works as it used to.
I also noticed that, and he was missing so many shots. Like, I don't remember it being like this in the original game. Was it?
Definitely was not.
Losing my mind? Okay.
There we go.
All right, but we're getting set up here for the Ocelot boss fight. Going to start with a quick headshot, chuck a stun grenade to stop him from moving, take out the beehive, and then another headshot. Another stun grenade.
Whoa, what?
Which he just ignored. He sometimes does that, and it's...
Well, I get to wait for him to come
No fun.
out. I don't think I can see him.
Yeah, no, not from behind the tree, no.
That was weird. Ocelot does some very strange things. It's okay, I can do this.
It should be one or two more shots, and then his unit's going to pipe up and give us a free headshot.
There we go. That's fine.
But yeah.
Just like that. I think
So we
that
touched...
was just under 10 minutes for Ocelot.
It looks like, yeah. And we touched on the glitch that's automatically skipping all these cutscenes, and that is where we actually set it up. Something to do with the way the game letterboxes Ocelot's little reload animation there, or when he goes and swaps weapons. Mm-hmm. Something about that. If you skip a cutscene at the right time and pray to the voodoo gods of Delta, it gives you this fun little bug.
Mm-hmm. And for some reason, we can only get that going at 30 FPS, so... But, not a big deal. 3-time save. RTA, anyway. Right, I am going to pick... Speaking of 30 FPS, I'm going to do... Oh, I saw that. It double accepted an input. Weird. I'm going to try and do this... just because I'm not great at fighting the pain. It is a little bit faster to just fight him, but I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, so you'll notice a bit of a theme. We're going to set the frame rate down, and then we're going to open this menu, and then we're going to skip a thing. This is the second of a few of these particular skips. But if we can make it past a certain threshold, we no longer actually spawn the pain in because we've skipped the cutscene that spawns him, and can just carry on our merry way.
Cool.
That should work. Yes.
Yeah, this seems powerful.
It's a little broken.
Yeah, anyone who's played Delta already knows how... Well, anyone who's played Delta casually on, like, Extreme knows how bad the pain can be. He's not fun.
It was so hard. It took me so long to take this guy down. I couldn't believe, like, it was probably like
Us
a 30-minute
too.
fight, I feel like.
We were not happy.
Like I said, I speedrun too many of these games, and it took me 2 hours.
That sounds
2
right
hours
to
of
me,
trying.
too.
Jeez. On higher difficulty or like normal?
On Extreme.
Okay, yeah. For me, like on normal, it took like 30 minutes. It's like, man, I don't remember this being so hard.
Yeah. And I don't think it helped that a lot of us started on gamepad, where I don't feel like the controls are great. Maybe somebody else does. I don't. I think they nailed the keyboard and mouse controls.
Interesting.
But I was not a big fan of
I think I was playing on keyboard and mouse. I can't remember, honestly, though.
I only had to change one control, and it was to put it on my mouse instead of having it on keyboard, just because that felt awkward. But otherwise, I think they did a very good job on that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I got the game on Steam, and I'm like, I have this on PC. I'm just going to play on keyboard and mouse, and then later on learned what exactly they may have done to the controller keys. And I was like, I made the right choice.
Yeah.
And we are swimming at a diagonal because it is actually just a teensy bit faster. Just a teensy bit. Now you may be thinking, why not swim sideways? Hitbox makes it slower, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a similar thing while crawling. Is we want to be going at an angle or directly like backwards.
In vents, at least.
When we're in vents, in a first person mode.
I noticed that already.
Okay, I'm gonna grab those. More stuns. All right.
This is great.
Nitty-gritty.
You are making me feel not as bad about my struggles with this game when I was playing it.
We all struggled.
Okay.
And in case you weren't tired of it yet, we got one more.
Oh, I'm not tired of it.
So we're doing some more camo swaps. We are going to skip more of this video game. This time we're on a slope, or more specifically on stairs. And what this is going to do is not only does this glitch store your forward momentum, it also does that. It also stores your upward momentum as well.
Cool.
So doing that on slopes allows you to pop up way high in the sky. Sometimes it's not such a good thing. But
this works on current patch?
Yes.
This is the current
Yes,
patch,
it does. So we skipped behind this locked door, but now we need to actually... Yeah, now we need to actually trigger a load zone through the door. This load zone can be particularly tricky. It's less consistent than most of us would like. But once we trigger that load zone, we will have effectively skipped a good amount of the game. So at this point, we are supposed to be going to go see Granin at his lab. And then fighting the fear. And by doing this, if the door allows us, we need to do neither.
There's a bit of a setup there now, with Snake aiming down and watching Snake's foot. And the idea is to let go of your throwable when Snake's foot is up against the door. And as long as you're at the right angles, Snake will go up against that wall. So I do believe Hazeblade came up with that one.
Yeah, the throwable is actually necessary for clipping your arm just barely through that door into that load zone. Otherwise, you would just sidle up against the wall and kind of look like a fool. At any rate, we are on the fast track now to the end boss fight, and we are missing an item that would make him much more manageable, being the cigar gas spray, as it were. So now we have to fight him specifically with stun grenades and our Mark 22.
This is fine.
Thankfully, we've come up with a fairly good method for doing so.
All right, what do we got? He's got 2 spawn points, and he's on the new one. He's over here. We have no idea what actually causes his spawn. At this point, I think it's just a 50-50. There we go.
Yep. So take a few quick pot shots at him. Try and hit his head as much as possible for the extra damage, but if not, that's also fine. But we want him to switch zones so that we can run over to this tree, buffer with some punch-punch-kick combos. And what this is going to do is it will allow him ample time to get set up in his new spot, such that we can actually manipulate him into coming to where we want him to be. So toss a smoke behind us, make some noise with an unsuppressed weapon, and he should spawn right behind us, which is where we want him. Chuck a stun grenade to mask our approach. Take 1 headshot, 2 headshot. Hold him up.
Good.
Very, very good. Then 1 headshot, 2 headshot. Another stun grenade. Make sure not to get stunned by either his or ours. Oh, that was a smoke. Okay.
Whoa.
Ow, the coughing. That'll happen with smoke grenades. It's remarkably annoying. At any rate, as long as we get ahead of him at a certain point, he will then
Or not.
double back. He's supposed to, at least. Okay, we have a backup for this.
Yep.
But we are going to need to grab extra ammo, so... So,
I think
by
he'll come back.
go ahead.
I am the end. I am here to send
So by faking our death,
your ultimate fate.
we're going to be able to have him come investigate where we are, which brings him back into our zone.
He's over there. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. I just don't know where he is. Over here. Okay. All right, and then I can do the
But by
actual
doing
seams
that-
up, so
Yeah, we can warp him back into our area once more.
there is. So this is fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
I like the couple punches to the
Sometimes.
face.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to beat up an old man
Yeah, yeah.
in the jungle. But we want to do that fight non-lethally, specifically so that we get the most in the gun, because that will be our best option for non-lethal takedowns for the future bosses.
Spirits.
Would now be a good time to get some announcements in, y'all.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and then add the hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Use !Discord and Twitch chat for an invite and more info. Okay, I'm going to throw it back because is there going to be music playing here?
Kind of.
Okay.
Singing.
All right. We'll throw it back for the music, the singing.
With darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme. I give my life not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
And for reasons that I don't understand, we are actually faster than the singing to leave the area, but just barely. For some reason,
Yeah.
that's tied to the frame rate.
I was,
don't
So something of a
understand
no, go ahead.
it's something of a holdover from the HD version when they converted it for 60 frames. Except this time it's actually even more so.
I
Just
was
one of those strange facts of life.
doing an announcement. I was like, oh no, I don't want to be talking over this part.
Oh, no,
This
your
is like
timing was
such an
perfect.
iconic part. Yeah.
Yeah, we just climbed up a mountain from the inside. No big deal.
It's the optimal.
But the rest of the mountain climb is just basically movement. So if you do have any more announcements, now is the perfect time to do so.
That's a good call. All right. If you want to catch up on Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons, go over to youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. Also, if you're curious what's coming up on Hotfix, you can check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. And what are we up to now in the run, Glenn?
We're at the top of a mountain, and we're going to hopefully not get spotted here. Take out that guard, cause a little bit of a caution. I am gonna slow down a little bit. Now, there's one other thing I didn't mention. To me, at least, was when I played, it looks like Snake is running slower than he is. Other than the initial inertia, he runs at the exact same speed. This has been tested. This has been shown. Snake does run at the same top speed, just he doesn't immediately go.
Yeah.
It's some eyeball trickery.
And it's worth noting that for as easy as Glenn just made that look, the mountaintops are a very, very likely a zone for you to be spotted in. So always quite happy when a run makes it through the mountains with no issues there.
I couldn't get across any screen without getting noticed in this game, like the whole time.
Sometimes Metal Gear is just like that.
Yeah.
At any rate, we are now on our way to our next boss fight. So soon. We're going to be up against the Fury, who has remarkably been pretty well unchanged. He's still just as RNG as he used to be.
I still think he's a little bit easier on this, though. Not that that bar was set very low, or he's over here. All right, where are you going to go?
So each cycle, if we hit body shots, we can take out a quarter of his health, or his stamina, rather. So we're going to be aiming very specifically, and with good aim, we can actually manage to do this in 4 cycles. So he's pretty nice and quick.
He is not behaving, though.
He is not. We would prefer him not to fall down if possible, but
now he's going to behave. There we go.
Just like that.
We didn't die. I just would have preferred if he would have went over there sooner. That's okay.
But now we get into Groznygrad the First. So here, a lot of this is just going to be some basic movement. No real trickery necessary here. We're going to take a different line than the original game here, though, just to avoid shooting one extra guard. It's a little bit faster because we can just keep rolling.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see.
All right. Little buffer to line up cycles, which, if you are not familiar with Metal Gear games or their speedruns, a lot of this is very, very cycle-based. So we're trying to keep that in mind as we do all of the necessary everything.
Oh, that's awkward.
That should be fine. Not ideal, but nope.
Oh, well. Aha, there's no game over here. It's just mission failed.
No, you got around it.
There we go.
What's going on?
All right, so we want to intentionally trigger the caution here What that's going to do is that's going to make Rykov there spin around, and he's going to end up in a really beneficial position for us that'll make us have to drag him less distance.
Yep.
That guy? No, he's close.
Apparently I was holding a key down still. Oh well. Oh no, Snake's hungry.
Ah,
This is fine.
hope he finds some food soon. He's got a snake to eat or something. The game told me so.
Okay. Easy.
All right. Yeah. Quick little outfit swap, and we're ready to keep going. Glenn, I haven't been keeping up half as well as I probably should have. Have we made any progress on trying to get the little box zip for this to work?
I
Is anyone
actually
even
don't
working on
know.
that?
I don't think anyone's actually been trying.
A zip?
There's a box zip
Oh,
in MGS3. If you put yourself up against a wall, go into the binoculars, aim at a certain angle, the game will just whee.
Nice. Okay. I like a zip.
All I want to
That being said, we don't actually have a box. We never picked it up.
Oh, no.
No box.
tell me.
Stop it.
So, Metal Gear Solid Delta here operates a lot like the Phantom Pain, including how it operates with its box, which means it kind of just appears and disappears, but has an animation for doing so and stops our momentum, so it's less than useful, especially considering rolling everywhere is fastest, even up and down ramps. So we just don't get it. It's an unfortunate sacrifice.
Where am I though? It's dark.
I guess he's dead.
This is definitely
Well, hey,
something we could just skip. That'd be nice. But
Look at it this way. They fed you a little bit. I mean, you got more stamina than you did.
Homie has a point. They gave me something.
I hope you'll prove more entertaining than he was. But first, let's take a look at your body, shall we? What a beautiful body you have.
Oh, thank you.
Like a newborn baby. But not for long.
Come to think of it,
Well,
MGS3, I never actually considered this before, but MGS3 is rather a departure for the series,
what is your target?
like before and after, in that it's not making you mash anything during this section.
The Shagohod.
Good. I don't like the mashing.
I didn't even think about it. I've never thought about that.
Right?
Answer me. Who is helping you?
Because you got to think 1, 2,
Let you in here.
4, Peace Walker
Yep.
all have mashing sequences.
Top one.
5 doesn't have one of these sections, so it doesn't count.
And I am a patient
That's fair.
man.
Okay. Let's see if I could do the newer.
Here's where the fun really begins.
Got him. I want to do this. This strat is still very new.
I see what's happening here.
An electric charge of 10 million.
Oh, no.
He has eyes in the back of his head.
He really did.
Okay.
What was that?
That was different.
All right, so this is a strat even newer, even new enough that I don't know about it, but yeah, it looks. It's just a simple distraction. Open the door through the frequency, and then get Johnny out of there.
I am actually going to grab the smokes because I'm not good at the smokeless route.
So we just switched back to 30. You might be thinking, that's what you do when you want to go zipping places. We're not actually going to do that. Okay.
I'm just going to do the old way. Screw it.
Johnny is not behaving.
Yep. I'm not good at the smokeless route getting out of here, so which is whatever. Where is he? Is he right there? Yes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I just realized I don't have the cigar equipped anyway. Okay.
So yeah, instigate a little incident. And the reason we actually did switch to 30 FPS is not in fact for a zip. It is because for some reason, the single action army has a 3-hit combo, but on 60 frames per second, it is very rare you're actually going to see that third hit happen.
I've gotten it once. One time.
So in order to actually make that consistent, we dropped the frame rate to 30, and then all of a sudden that third hit exists again.
Which is very strange. All right.
Alrighty, so distract that guard. Once he's turned around, we take off this way.
All right.
And on to the next area, which will be just a straight run. Or a roll.
Why not both?
Yeah, well, yeah. We really are putting the roll in stroll.
Limp Bizkit fans rejoice.
All right, but we wanted these smoke grenades that Johnny drops for this room specifically. We drop one there. We drop another one across the way to get the other guy. And then we are pretty much home free.
No dogs were harmed in the making of this speedrun.
Indeed. So we grabbed the RPG while we were in the mountains, and that's for 2 reasons. The first is coming up rather soon, but another reason is that it'll actually save us a menu coming up here, which is a good enough reason. And we used to break our legs here. Turns out we don't need to, so we save ourselves some time there as well.
That's thanks to the RPG. If we were still drowning ourselves like in the original, we would not be grabbing ledges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Up we go. Oh no, Snake's hungry again. It's fine.
I mean, rolling him around as much as he does, it's a surprise he's not hungrier all the time.
This is true.
Takes so much energy.
There we go.
So we need the RPG to fight a boss, but the boss is ourselves.
Success.
GG. Good fight.
Yeah, that so that whole thing saves us a lot of RTA. If I'm not mistaken, that doesn't count IGT, correct? Still?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
That whole boss fight?
Yep.
Interesting.
You want to finish your mission, don't you?
You would.
I usually do.
All right. So what just happened there is what we call a log roll. It's split into 2 parts. The one where you roll onto the log and the one where you roll off the log. The one where you roll onto the log is much harder, saves barely any time, but looks swag.
That's what I'm here for.
It is very possible to either roll too far and roll over the log or not make it onto the log, and either way dips you into the pool at the bottom there and makes you go all the way around again.
I'll get things ready for our escape. There's a rail bridge to the north.
At least this
But
isn't
Glenn
a
is
quiet
such a-
tunnel now.
Set a bomb there, so I'm taking half of the sea.
True. Yeah, Glenn's such a gamer that, of course, we don't have to watch him circle around again. But here is one of our last few menus of the game where we go into the survival viewer and pick out what we're going to need for basically the rest of the video game.
This one.
Watch out for Ocelot. He suspects you're not who you say you are.
Don't worry.
And earlier during the Ocelot unit, you may have seen Glenn put on a uniform with the mask. And what this does, it actually saves which uniforms you put together in that quick menu. There you go. I saw what was about to happen. I wanted to not have that.
Nope. You didn't see anything. What are you talking about?
At any rate, the quick menu saves outfits that you've put together. So we want a outfit with the mask on, quite specifically, for the next boss that we're going to fight here in just a little bit.
You know what I am really good for, though? Not putting the box on. Every
really?
time. Every time.
So we do still get a box in the run. However, it's only used to get into this truck and expedite our way into the weapons lab here.
Okay.
Make sure to grab that Mosin ammo, because we have exactly as much ammo as we had after the Fury, which will not be enough for the rest of what we need it for. But from here, it's all about setting down these C3 charges. Which, if you remember the original, it operates basically the same, except in the speedrun, we are no longer interested in that caution because they've changed guard behaviors very, very slightly in here, and it makes it actually much harder.
At least we have crouch walking. All right.
Mm-hmm.
During the last...
Hello, Volgan. Go down, Volgan. Let's switch to my mask setup. Gonna get out to Mosin. All right, so far so good.
So normally on Euro Extreme, the mask trick only works once. However, if you don't allow him to react...
Not correct. I just realized that when I did it. Okay, well, what are you going to do?
But yeah, usually the mask trick only works the once, and
Oop.
in order to avoid having that misfire, if you don't allow him to act, it'll actually work again at the start of the next phase. So take advantage of that for some extra damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
so
been very pretty to look at.
That's all right. Things happen. So in Delta, not only do we have... That was spooky, so I
hate that attack. I usually get hit there, so very luckily I did not. Hey, look, it's the Cold War camo. I don't want it.
But yeah, not only do we have to deal with the ballistic drop in new style, but there's also aim bloom, where your projectile can go anywhere inside of that reticle that it really wants to, and there's nothing you can do about it. So unfortunately, that was rearing its ugly head while Glenn was fighting Volgan there.
Okay.
So this is bike chase with extra bike and chase.
What?
Because of the overlapped cutscene audio.
Oh. This is fair.
Unfortunately, they made no changes to this.
Nope.
I'm not the biggest fan of this whole section because even on Euro Extreme, a lot of the time it's not that big of a deal.
Especially
I mean, it can be, but
boss cam
yeah.
or the sneaking suit.
They have very slightly changed the Cold War camo, for those who may be wondering. They've slightly changed it so that when you're aiming a weapon, it no longer has the same effect, or the same effectiveness, rather. But it does still work. Mostly. Kind of.
Mostly, kind of, sort of, not really. It makes me uncomfortable. Which is fine.
Yeah, right now Glenn is putting some damage on the Shagohod. This will, in fact, matter for the later showdown.
Goodbye, Shagohod.
Such clear eyes.
Such clear eyes. This section is primarily on rails. In fact, it is entirely on rails. You cannot really do much. You can speed it up a little bit by taking out specific enemies. But with how erratically Eva kicks around that motorcycle, it's sometimes not as easy as it might appear to be.
Like that one.
Nice.
Got them all. Nice.
Beautiful. So now Eva's just gonna wheel
Stop
around,
and then
stop for a
whee!
moment,
Off we go.
and then off we go.
Got him.
Are you doing like weapon swaps to be able to shoot faster? Is that what's happening?
So Sneak has a reload
yes.
animation for pulling the rail on the Mosin Nagant, but we can mostly just skip that. The rocket launcher guards in this area have worse aim than they did, but I still don't trust them.
Very true. But yeah, in regards to the Mosin and the Mark 22 to a lesser extent, is the rules on it are very strange. So basically, you can skip him pulling the bolt if the next action you do is to re-equip the Mosin and shoot again. If you cancel the animation but don't put the Mosin back on immediately and aim, he will still have to pull that bolt. And it's the silliest, dumbest thing I've encountered, because the amount of times that I've been testing stuff on bosses and, well, on the boss specifically, I suppose.
Yeah.
And having it ruined by that. Yeah.
Considering how often that boss fight has changed. She gets her own acronym.
Yeah, I may have gone a little crazy with routing the boss when the game came out.
This is fine.
Let's see, how many permutations am I alone responsible for?
4? I want to say 4.
Yeah, kind of overkill. So anyway, the Shagohod's back.
It's back, and now it has a rocket booster. Tank does not need a rocket, except to the face. No. Volgan.
You know what a tank does need, though, Glenn?
Legs.
Legs.
So similarly, we are doing damage to the Shagohods, like, I don't know what to call that. Joint? Axle? We're doing damage to it so that when we actually get to fight this thing, it has significantly less health and will actually reduce the amount of cycles we need to do to actually defeat it.
Oi!
Interesting.
Get back here.
With 4 C3 charges.
Down. Two more left.
You know,
Only one more left.
who needs explosives when you have explosives?
It is funny seeing you shoot the rocket launcher at the C3 charges.
Okay. See if I can't do this. You can actually beat him before he even starts to move.
Wearing him.
And basically, you would just keep alternating which tread you're shooting.
Yeah, this was workshopped out by Theory UK. Fantastic speedrunner. Did a lot of work in the early days of Delta.
Oh, I thought I was early.
Yeah, this makes this fight quite nice, actually, because you have less randomness in terms of where Eva goes, and just in general, it's much
Yeah.
cleaner.
Looks comfy. It's not moving at all.
There we go.
Perfect. That's how you draw it up. So for Shago Phase 2 here, in Delta, they've actually changed it so that his directional shield actually works, such that he will actually ignore shots from the front wherever he's facing. And it's meant to be a 180 degree like semicircle. In the original, it didn't quite work like that, but now it does. But we have found that you can actually fire multiple shots per phase, and if you get a couple of headshots in there, that drastically reduces the amount of time you actually have to spend on that. So that was well done.
So, yeah, the cutscene glitch also breaks some of the sound effects sometimes. It's eerily quiet now.
It's okay. We get to hear the song that's restarted about 4 times already.
It's true. I get him. The other problem is I can't tell if I get him, though. There we go.
Over there.
Go get him. Got more of them.
Neat. There we go. I fixed it.
Hey, we have audio.
Do do do.
This is such a long sequence, man.
It really is.
I always feel a need to bring up that the bike chase sequence, like Shago Hotfix and all included, is literally almost half the run. It's about a third of it.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate.
Especially now, since we're skipping a good chunk of it. Ah. No quick sniping for me.
So this section actually has a bug that is carried over from HD edition. So earlier I mentioned how when HD converted everything to 60 frames, they kind of broke a couple of things. This is one of them. And it operates exactly the same way. In fact, we almost just saw it.
I was not about to let that happen if I could help it.
So yes, at 60 frames a second, these hovercraft folks behave strangely, especially that middle one. He has the opportunity to go actually faster than you do and just kind of park himself directly on top and cause a lot of problems.
You mean like right now?
Like that.
Yeah, I can see that. That looks...
At least it doesn't
Not
burn
great.
you. There he is.
It's more annoying than anything, but on European Extreme it can actually be dangerous because he can shoot you from up there.
Another reason to use the Oscam or the sneaking suit. Log.
Personally, I still use the Cold War camo and just set it to 30 here. It works fine.
It's true. This is fine.
But yeah, it's fine.
I didn't do anything.
But one more little zone of bike chasing, and we're pretty much there.
Got him.
Nice.
There's the frog. Oh. I missed
Close.
the Gakko. But you might be thinking, didn't you play on New Game? Yes, I did. The problem, the game kind of counts a few things strangely. The Gakko and the Keraton are one of those strange things that are counted. The other things would be like the bonus items from the initial question they ask you, some of the New Game Plus items. So like if you get the AT camo, then it keeps you giving you the AT camo, Patriot, stuff like that. And it bothers me.
It bothers me too. One of the New Game Plus items they give you actually does affect your rank. It's called the Easy Gun. You might remember it if you've played very easy. Set your camo straight to 80%, no changes. It has infinite ammo, fully suppressed at all times. The game puts it in your inventory at the start of Operation Snake Eater. So if you accidentally scroll over to it, guess what? That's Foxhound done immediately. It's silly.
It really is. And normally you would just be like, well, just replace the file. But then we can't play European Extreme. So it's like, what do? So I opt to not use those items and just avoid them entirely. You want to feed Eva? That hasn't changed.
Let me have some more.
Oh,
So the trigger is to cure Eva as normal. So
Ready yet? We're leaking.
yeah, we're basically going to be stuck at half health for the rest of this, but it should be fine.
it's
should be just fine.
TM.
At any rate, now we have to escort Eva through the jungle to the lake where she put down the wig.
The cutscene audio. It's so like disorienting.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I still think it's funnier. Like I could just go into the menu or the options menu, just turn off the cutscene audio.
It's
but
fine.
It's so good.
Just like not expecting it. It's like, what is this audio playing here?
And then you only see it in the beginning and you go, oh yeah, this is fine. And then you forget about it and go, wait a second.
Being reminded to remember the basics of CQC as you're leaving the first room.
Which
Classic.
I say, no.
But yeah, Eva Escort works basically the exact same way. We want to keep a certain distance so that she moves quickly. We want to try and make her avoid any weird terrain in the way. And then half the time she ignores that anyway and just does what she wants. So, you know, fun.
What the? What made them turn around? That was weird.
So like when you're doing speedrun attempts of this game, like is it kind of like once you get to the bike chase scene, you're not at threat of losing a lot of time, or is there still a lot of like time you could lose in the back half of
I
the
could
run?
lose my entire run to the boss.
Okay. So is it just that final boss fight then?
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
Like there, and I've gotten better with this. If my aim was any worse, I could die in the bike chase, which I have done. Just, I've gotten so used to it that it's mostly not a problem.
Yeah. The escort section can be a little tricky, especially if... so basically, this game in its speedrun is all about resource management and cycle management. So if your resources aren't in a place that you're expecting them to be, you can very easily make a mistake here.
Okay.
That kind of just screws everything up. And of course, the boss fight is... I've made it... I accept responsibility for making it a little bit of a nightmare sometimes.
How could you do this?
So, not home free after the bike chase.
Not quite.
Once you get there.
Okay.
It was November. Then, early in the...
It was November then. Then the boss.
I'm gonna let
So
you go
Delta
over
changed the
this.
boss. Yeah. So Delta changed the boss in such that now all of her counters are cinematic like that. So we want to avoid doing that. So in order to do that, we're going to loop her by countering her the first time, 2 headshots, or well, a body shot and a headshot with the Mosin stun grenade, and that keeps her on the ground. And we do
that's not
specific amounts of damage. Yeah, it's probably a little rough.
Can't see.
So the goal is to do specific amounts of damage, because once you hit 50% of her stamina bars, you no longer can stun her with the stun grenades. But once you reach that breakpoint, we switch over to smoke grenades instead, such that when she gets up, you're smoked off and she can't see you, and you can just knock her to the ground immediately with a regular CQC throw.
Oh, so much for that.
You had the grenade equipped.
Yeah, that was something I did wish they would have changed, like they did in FGS4, was just let the grenades be CQC.
Mm.
This is fine.
Yeah, should be doable. Yeah, you got it. And that's the boss.
Yay!
Nice.
But yeah, basically the way that's supposed to work is you do very specific amounts of damage, avoid the breakpoint for as long as possible, and then bust through the breakpoint with as much damage as you can, and then switch to smokes, and then from there you saw how not easy but simple it is.
Take this. Keep it safe.
And as funny as it is, this cutscene, you can pause it, and it has a skip cutscene option, but it's grayed out.
It's her only hope.
A patriot?
Patriot.
Why are you giving me this?
What? Free new gun.
Or should I say, Snake? You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now.
I don't wanna.
Do it.
At least it feels like nostalgia goggles.
Boss. And one
Yeah.
Snake.
It is. The music, the background, and everything.
All right, and one final duel with Ocelot. Time is going to be when it fades out after this. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Time.
Nice.
GG.
GG. Nice run, Glenn.
Thank you. And you don't get to see the ending as all of the skips go all the way up to the credits, which we can also skip and show the in-game timer.
102.16. It's not that much different from the RTA, actually.
Not that much, no.
Yeah.
No, it does stop on some loading screens, but...
Nice. Awesome run. Thank you so much, Glenn.
I'm tired.
You're tired. I feel you on that.
Man.
Well, thank you so much for showing that off, Glenn, and thank you for the amazing commentary, Pythonicus. That was great. This is the second time I've had Glenn on the show, and Glenn was actually the first runner for the very first show of Game Over. So it's nice to have you back. That was great, Glenn.
No problem. It was a fun game, so I'm glad I got to show it off.
Yeah, that was cool. There's some cool tech in this run.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to give your shout outs and everything? Tell people like where they can find you, all that good stuff?
Sure. You can follow me at twitch.tv/MetalGlennSolid. I'm there typically on Wednesdays, Fridays, and typically Saturdays. So that one's kind of up in the air still. Where I'll play Metal Gear games. I do think I'm going to go back and improve my Clair Obscure run. So we're just going to see what I decide to do come this week or next week. And don't forget to visit MetalGearSpeedrunners.com if you want to learn any of these runs. They're all there.
Indeed.
Okay. That's it for me. Python, do you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I don't stream so much anymore, but occasionally you'll find me at twitch.tv/Pythonicus. I have been working a lot on like Peace Walker Co-op, Peace Walker Solo, and occasionally other games in the series. But yeah, no, thank you very much for having us. It was a wonderful time, and love showing off this game.
Yeah, it was so good. Okay, well, that's going to be all for the Metal Gear portion of today's show. But make sure you stick around because we have another run after this. We're going to have Zello, who is going to be running Doom 64 on highest difficulty, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think it's the highest difficulty. So stick around for that. But before we go to break, I just want to say thank you to everyone supporting Games Done Quick with your subscriptions, your gift subs, and your bits cheered. Your contributions help keep the shows running. If you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the GDQ channel with your friends. But that's going to be it for the Metal Gear portion. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with Zello running Doom 64, so stay there. Hello, everyone, and welcome back from the break. We have our second run for the night coming up. It's going to be Doom 64, played on the highest difficulty. Watch Me Die by Zello. Zello, can you go ahead and take it away from me and explain what you're going to be doing?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Zello, or Zello, however you want to say it. Say hi to the nice panel plush, by the way, made by my wonderful wife. This is Doom 64. This is a great original game by Midway, made back in 1997 under the supervision of id Software. We're going to be playing the 2020 remaster done by Night Dive, a really fantastic part of the game here. This is just a really, really cool game that's pretty underrated and under the radar, but it has a lot of neat things about it. Before we start, I do have one really important commentator if you'd like to introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, I'm Morford. Since this is on the hardest difficulty, this run can get pretty complicated. So I'll try to fill in when Zello has to focus, and hopefully I don't say something wrong and mess him up.
Don't worry, I'll mess myself up a lot. Before we get started, I actually do want to give a quick shout out to two of my best friends. So my good friend Ellie, who you've seen help commentate for me this run several times in the past. He couldn't make it today, unfortunately. So hopefully hopefully he'll be able to watch this later. So a big shout out to him. And also a big shout out to my good friend Hockey Babbler. It's their birthday today, actually. So give Babs a big happy birthday. But
Happy birthday
they did my hosting for when I did Doom 64 last year for SGDQ. So this run's dedicated to both of them real quick. Anyways, we'll get started with this run. So we're going to be playing the main campaign. The category is WMD Max. So we're going to be playing on Watch Me Die difficulty. This is the hardest difficulty, as Regal said. Max means we're going to be getting 100% kills and secrets in every level, except for this first one, which I will talk about in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So we're going to grab this Berserker right away because we really need the punching power. We don't have a lot of firepower to start. So there's a secondary objective we need to do in this. We not only need to get the kills and secrets, we also need to blow up all of the barrels because this level has the secret exit to the super secret level of the game, and blowing open all the barrels in the level triggers that. Now, there's some interesting things about this first level that you'll see here. That there's 2 reasons we're not going to be able to get CA 100%. The first reason is that one of the secrets is actually inaccessible. It's actually placed out of bounds, unfortunately. We've checked it with the level editor, and there's just no way to actually get it. But second, when we take the secret exit to the super secret level, we actually don't get a result screen anyway. So we just kind of hand check this first level. So right here, we're going to use the Berserk right here. The Berserk powers up my punching power by a lot, but the damage that I get on my punches is very random. And I got pretty decent luck right there with punching the pinkies out because killing the pinkies with the shotgun alone is way too long. So we're going to go over to the normal exit first. I'm going to deal with 7 more pinkies in this room. Ideally, you want to kill them in 1 punch, but it can usually takes 2. It can take upwards of like 6 punches. Like I said, the range is just absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to clear out a couple others. I want to make sure I have as much health and armor for the next level because the super secret level in this game is pretty much the hardest normal level you'll see in the campaign. So we'll get this barrel down here, do a little bit more cleanup here. So the secret that we're not supposed to be able to get is actually right at the top. There's a secret right here, and then the other unaccessible secret is right behind that switch. And we take the super secret exit, which is hectic. Amorpha, I'm going to let you take it because this is a really tough level to focus on.
Yes, well, for this level, Zelo will just have to end up killing all the enemies, and so you have arachnotrons right here. And it's a pretty deadly trap that will try to crush you at the end, but luckily he made it out before that crusher that just went down. And now here's some nobles, or oh yeah, you didn't let them shoot much, but they're Hell Knights. And after you kill those, you can leave, but if you played it normally, you would play a little bit longer to get the features menu unlocked, but you can just take that exit now on WMD Max.
Yeah, because the features menu in this version of the game stays permanently unlocked once you do it once. So we only require the 100% kills and secrets. So that's what you'll see on the results screen from now on, hopefully on every level. 100% kills and 100% secrets. And we're going to define it that way because there are some interesting tricks that allow us to actually skip some enemies and even 1 secret later on. We're going to do a key bump right here. So I'll talk about the movement real quick. Strafe running by moving in multiple directions at the same time is faster by 28%. We call that SR40. And that allows us to do tricks like skip some triggers on the ground that you normally wouldn't be able to do. I'm actually stuck in the wall and I'm partially out of place here. I might be able to still do this. So we actually skipped a trigger on the ground that would stop these crushers from moving. And unfortunately, I actually died in a bad spot.
Oh, game over.
There's my game over. There's the fun one. I actually had that happen earlier today. So that's kind of a new one. So marathon lock right there. That's okay. We get more time to explain things. So with the extra strafing running speed, we can do some fun little tricks like skip some triggers on the ground. So triggers in this game, you don't really have smooth movement in this game. It's more like quickly warping from position to position every frame. And because of that, if you manage to get on one side of the line def on one frame and then end up completely on the other side of the line def the very next frame, then you will actually skip right over it. And that allows us to do some cool things like skip triggers like these crushers, skip monster enemy triggers, which we'll see in the next level, and just really cool stuff like that. Okay, I missed that altogether, but that's fine. We'll just do this normally. So with that extra speed, we can also do what we had. We had the key bump earlier, getting the blue key. You're normally supposed to solve a puzzle to get that. But the way this game's collision works is that it makes an item check before it checks if your position is actually valid to move to. So by running at the blue key at a very specific speed and angle, using that setup we had, we were able to grab the key, and then the game's like, you're not supposed to be here, and then quickly pushes us out. So that skips needed to do a long puzzle, and you'll see several instances of that.
Yeah, this is just a long scripted sequence that's a breather. Now he can actually get out and continue his speed run.
It's always amazing how fast you can move in these games.
Yeah, it's that strafe running, and it's basically you run as square root of 2, so that 1.4, so that's why they call it SR40.
Yeah, it would be exactly square root of 2 if it did calculations normally. But the way the game takes speed, you actually move slightly faster in one vector than you do in the other vector, so you actually only get a 28% boost. It's just little weird things. It's more relevant for like normal PC Doom where you can do SR50, where you can actually get that speed, but it's fine here. That also means I don't have to worry about doing some weird things that I have to do in PC Doom. So another secret right here, we're going to punch these specters out, hopefully get on the elevator in time. Okay. Yeah, that Spectre took 4 punches. That was pretty unlucky. This is really the last level that we'll be using the fist because, as you can see, it's very random to kill things with the fist. So we just kind of use it for the early game when we don't have a whole lot of punching power. Because once we get a super shotgun in the next level, we don't need the fist at all.
Yeah, Zilu's also collecting rockets because those are important later on.
Health is also kind of important. I'm getting beat up bad.
Yeah, you're getting block map bugged, so you're hitting them, but you're going through the back of them.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit more later. But this first level is great to show the scripts. I kind of expected that to happen with how low on health I was. Enemies in this game hit like a truck, and because I exited the last level with not much health, this is a little bad, but it's fine. We'll get into invulnerability in a bit. But this is one of my favorite levels in the game, both casually and in a run, because it introduces just a lot of cool like scripts, like the level layouts changing, and also we get to talk about monster blocking if you want to talk about spawn prevention.
Oh yeah, so Doom 64 has a unique way of spawning in the enemies. Not only can you teleport enemies, but there's a thing called thing spawn where they fade in. And if you're in the right spot at the right time, you will prevent certain enemies like Kakos from fading in. And if they don't actually fade in, they're not counted as part of the enemy kill count. So if you block it, it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's explicitly why we count it as going for 100%, because it'll still say 100% on the results screen, which allows us to do lots of really cool enemy skips in a category where you're supposed to be getting everything.
Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, so he's going to be positioning himself around in a few of these levels just to block as many enemies as he can, or just to prevent them from spawning in at all, skipping triggers and whatnot.
Okay, like Amorphous said, we're going to be picking up a lot of rockets. Rockets are an incredibly useful resource for the entire game, and we need especially a lot of them for even simpler later on in the campaign, because that level is extremely dangerous with a lack of rockets. So rocket routing is extremely important here. So we're just going to clean out a whole bunch of imps. Thankfully, we get some mega armor right here at the very end in the secret. And hopefully we didn't miss anything, because sometimes an imp likes to go around a corner. No, we're good right there. I will say I do want to give a flashing lights warning coming up. It'll be after I enter this next hallway when I pick up the Soul Sphere. There's going to be a lot of very rapid blinking. So if you are prone to having issues with flashing lights, you have been warned, as I will pick up the Soul Sphere in about 3 seconds.
Close your eyes.
And hopefully we'll get out of this as soon as possible.
Oh, man. That is intense.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I'm used to it. All right, y'all can look now. It's basically just like an alarm system for picking up the Soul Sphere. I don't know why. It's one of the funny quirks of this game. This game has a lot of very funny quirks.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to tie a sound to it eventually too, but never got around to it. They can see Zelo run the rail so he could avoid a few lost souls, pick up the key, then kill him on the way back.
I'm also going to fire a few rockets at the wall, so the damage from the rockets, this game doesn't have like explicit Z like axis. You just kind of have like a separate displacement for height. Some things have infinite height, like the explosions from my rockets. So I took care of a whole bunch of lost souls that were right below me by using infinitely tall rockets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we have a switch puzzle. Yeah, we got the secret exit coming up.
3124.
3124 is the sequence. If you do this wrong, you are completely locked out of the secret exit. So we take a very specific route to make sure I don't accidentally lock myself out. So doing the switch puzzle correctly opens up the exit and also releases a whole bunch of lost souls. So we're going to get rid of these Hell Knights, be able to slip inside and get some cover.
Yeah, we'll get to go to a secret level, and that's when we go start finding the secret weapons and secret keys.
Few more Hell Knights in this room. Oh, thankfully he died nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good health too.
Yeah, really, really good health coming out of that level. It's nice. So we get a little bit of intermission text between each secret level. It's just kind of just fun little lore. But this is a great time to talk about the Unmaker and the Demon Artifacts.
Yeah, okay. So the Unmaker is a brand new weapon that was added to Doom 64. We call it the Unmaker because the official game manuals never really described what it was. The closest they called it was an alien laser weapon. So the fan community kind of looked at old Doom documentation, just got the name Unmaker. And it takes the same ammo as the plasma gun and BFG, which is cells, but behaves quite a bit differently. You end up finding what they call demon keys or demon artifacts, which upgrade the Unmaker over time. And now this following puzzle is going to be part of the puzzle to get the Unmaker, which he just picked it up, but you didn't get to see it.
Yeah, so that was actually technically optional. We technically don't have to spawn that one, but having an extra 40 cells is really good, and having an early Unmaker is really good because once we get this first demon key, it completely outclasses the plasma gun. So we're doing just a whole bunch of puzzling, and there are a ton of secrets in this area, by the way. Like, there are, like, I think
demon key.
5 secrets in this area. It's a lot. And we also have to get the yellow key for progression and also pick up some rockets. So we'll do that. And then we have to do it one more time because we need to grab a soul sphere at the very bottom. So like I said, a lot of secrets in this area to keep track of.
Yeah, the Unmaker ends up doing more damage per ammo than the BFG, but the BFG does more damage per second. But the Unmaker can also pain lock enemies and make them freeze. So the Unmaker actually, I think, ends up being a better weapon overall.
It's just such a fun thing to fire if you don't mind your ears being destroyed by the sound effect, because it is really loud, which you will probably hear in just a second once we make this next script go. So there's a lot of downtime where I'm waiting for scripts or such to happen. I want to like start these scripts as soon as possible and then do stuff during the downtime, just kind of minimize the waiting. So we're going to use a rocket to clear out these lost souls over here. And now we have the Unmaker. We have a whole bunch of pain elementals to deal with.
The Doom 64 pain elementals are a little bit tricky because they spawn 2 lost souls at the same time. And the lost souls in this game have lower health than regular Doom 2 ones, but they're more aggressive.
They're incredibly aggressive. Some of the most aggressive enemies in the entire game. I've had enemies literally chase me. I just realized I don't have my splits on my my desktop, and I usually use those for ammo counts. So I think I'm just gonna have to remember my ammo counts blind because I have like my ammo info on my splits normally. So this is gonna be fun, but we should be able to just kind of feel this out. We'll make it work.
I'm gonna say it's all gold.
We'll vibe.
All gold splits.
All gold, sure.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I was just thinking right before we started broadcasting, like, I'm forgetting to do something, but I don't remember what. And it's like, well, there's that. That's another never happened before moments.
We're winging it.
We're winging it.
Winging it live.
Yeah, we're just vibing.
Well, these Hell Knights
Yeah,
are definitely
nice.
vibing here.
It's nice using rockets because you have the splash damage, so you can damage entire groups of enemies.
Yeah, the rockets are incredibly random, too, because you have the 2 components. You have the splash damage, which is the distance from the target where it explodes. That's static, just based on distance. But the direct damage from hitting with a rocket is very random, and it goes anywhere from, in increments of 20, it goes anywhere from 20 to 160 damage. And so basically, at a minimum damage rocket and a max damage rocket, you could get literally half the damage on your rockets, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Now this is a maze. This is one of my favorite parts of the run because just opening so many doors and shooting, then opening more doors.
Yeah, all very carefully timed to like the reload speed of the SSG, which is really good, by the way. The super shotgun in this game does so much damage that even though it fires only 2 shell, if it only takes 2 shells to fire, but the equivalent, it does basically the equivalent of 3 shotgun shots worth, which is almost equivalent to an average rocket shot. So the SSG is just incredibly busted. Like even more so in this game because you can see all the graphics and everything were redone from scratch. There are a lot of other things that were redone from scratch, like enemy hitboxes. And enemy hitboxes in this game are generally wider, which makes it easier to connect with SSG.
Yeah, especially those imps.
Pretty much anything wide. Barons, imps, Mancubi especially. Mancubi are incredibly difficult to hit normally. All right, doing a little bit of cleanup. That's the only secret in the entire level. The only official secret. There are some unofficial secrets that just, they have special things in them, but they just don't have secret triggers. So we only go for them if we really need to.
They don't count.
Yeah, they don't count.
Like we're not going to see the plasma gun until we get to hell.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
All right, hopefully we'll get another spawn block on a Hell Knight right here. Good. So the Cacodemon was just in. Yeah, the Cacodemon was in the perfect spot to be able to block a Hell Knight from coming in. So there is a lot of subtle movement, especially with regards to how enemies move in this game. Enemies are very, very random as a whole. A lot of things in this game are random, like enemy damage, enemy movement, your spread fire from your SSG shots. But generally, when enemies aggro, they tend to try and move towards you. So we can use that to our advantage by aggroing enemies in certain spots. So hopefully this is good here.
And enemies can spawn block other enemies. So you get a crowd going, you can block a lot of enemies potentially.
Okay, so Alpha Quadrant. Normally this is a really hard level in most categories of the game. But in Watch Me Die Max, this is actually one of the easier levels, surprisingly. As long as we get past this opening, I am getting shot badly.
Yeah, the secrets help out on this level for Watch Me Die Max. Because then you can get that Megasphere coming up soon.
Yeah, because normally I would try and skip the Megasphere in speed, which is the any %, but I have to go get the secret anyway, so I get a nice free refill. I have to be careful not to accidentally fall off this ledge, though, without enough speed. Because there's no jumping in this game, and when you leave a platform, your momentum is completely preserved, and you are committed to it. So you have to be very careful when making any kind of jump.
Now, Zulo is avoiding that rocket launcher because it will spawn in a bunch more enemies that he has to kill. So if you don't spawn them, it doesn't matter. So
yep.
Even though you need rockets, it's not worth it this time because you end up using all of them.
Yeah, because it's several more imps that show up, I think. Let's use a couple extra here. There we go. So my health a little lower than I want. I'd usually want to take more out of that, but I should still be okay for this. There's a lot of supplies that are optional that we managed to get in this run, so we should still be okay. Let's get the traffic jam going here.
Yeah, let's get them all stuck together.
Oh, that was really good luck. They bunched up in a nice spot there. Yeah, there are a lot of really obtuse enemy triggers, like picking up the shotgun on the floor in the middle of this bridgeway does trigger several imps that I just don't want to deal with. So we're going to try and avoid this as we do this SR40 jump. Very nice. Got that first try. Nice. That is a very tight jump to make. You have just barely enough room with the SR40 speed.
Yeah, otherwise you'd have to flip all kinds of switches and wait for all kinds of bridges to raise, and it'll eat up a lot of time if you don't make that jump.
All right, so this is a really funny trick right here. So there's a locked door that you're normally supposed to hit a switch for. We're just going to open it from behind right here, from way above where we're supposed to.
Nice.
So you just kind of phase your hands right through the wall and open the door from behind, which saves a whole bunch of trouble. Because this, as we call it, the American Gladiator Room, shout outs to Peaches. The American Gladiator Room has a bunch of triggers where if you step off these ledges in a bad way, you spawn a ton of enemies below you, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, if you're not as good as Peaches like the rest of us, except Zero, he's just as good as Peaches. You end up falling in that pit, and so some of us call it the party pit because so many enemies end up spawning in.
Oh yeah, it's just a giant mosh pit. We also, thankfully, spawn blocked a pen elemental by killing the last Baron while being on the very edge of that ledge, which is very difficult to do because it's very easy to fall off the ledges. So,
and unlike Doom 2, the Lost Souls do count as enemies in this game. So if you miss any, you'll ruin your kill count.
Yeah, so because the code base for this game was based on PlayStation Doom, which is based on Jaguar Doom, which is based on Doom version 1.2, they have a lot of the same quirks where Lost Souls and old versions of Dooms counted as enemies, and that carried over into 64. Anyways, we've got a line def skip right here. Hopefully we'll get this. There, nothing happened. You didn't see a whole bunch of Lost Souls show up. So yeah, and then we're actually going to do the only rocket jump in the run right here. So this skips needing to raise a bridge. So nice to get that first try too.
Yeah, there was another spot in here that Migo and I thought you could rocket jump, but I mean, it's just not possible. That's the only rocket jump in the game right then and there. So remember it. You can also do it with the Super Shotgun too, because the Super Shotgun in Doom 64 has a kickback that allows you to jump that gap.
Interestingly, I've never actually successfully done the Super Shotgun method, but I know Twilight Soul's like one of our great community members, and he's managed to do it with the Super Shotgun a lot, and I'm like, props off to him.
Yeah, and he does it on controller too.
Yeah, he does it on controller, which is just even more impressive. So, a lot of cleanup here, make sure I get everything. I want to make sure I got this. Okay, I did. I don't want to have to go fishing for enemies if I don't have to, so yes. I will double check and make sure I didn't miss something.
And the Doom 64 chain gun is pretty good at these hit scanners. It's faster than Doom 2, so you can really chain lock them and get them down pretty quickly.
Yeah, we use bullets a lot in this category. If we had more access to cells, we'd be using like Unmaker everywhere, but you just don't have that kind of resource. So bullets actually come in really handy for stun locking enemies, especially with the faster fire rate like Morpher mentioned. Oh, I forgot to hit you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, the first key gets you faster, Demon Key gets you faster firing rate on the Unmaker than other keys add more lasers to it. And it's already better than the plasma gun.
Yeah, the second key you pick up actually does increase the firing rate just a little bit more too, which is nice. It's subtle, but it's enough to make a difference because I love shredding through enemies so fast. Why don't you talk about like over/under sections now that we're in the sewers?
Yes. Yeah. You probably didn't see it, but there's a room right above these sewers. So if you heard anything about the classic Doom engines, room over rooms is not allowed. Well, Doom 64 has a clever trick to work around it, where the actual sectors change shape, where they change textures and change heights. So when you're not looking at them, when you run around the corner, they actually change and they'll allow you to go beneath the room, but there's actually hidden sectors going across the room that are for the sewer area.
That also has implications with doing line def skips by running past things, because you can skip over those triggers and then you can absolutely get stuck in areas where you're soft blocked because the floor or something is supposed to be there, or there's just a giant hole in the floor and it's like, uh-oh, I can't get out, because you're not supposed to do that normally. I want to be sure all the imps died. I'm going to check one more time. Okay.
Yeah, and it's extra humiliating because then you see where a missing texture is, and for some reason Doom 64, when there's a missing texture, it says, I suck at making maps.
That texture is so good.
I suck.
I love that texture so much.
So good.
Yeah, it's just a green blob that says, I suck at making maps. I love that they added that in. All right, this is the last tech-based level here. So we have the tech-based stuff, and then after this level, we're in hell proper. So say goodbye to this, unfortunately, great aesthetic, because I do love the tech-based aesthetic in this one.
And if you might have missed it, but Zelo did one rocket that killed all those zombie men, but for some reason didn't damage himself. It's still a bit of a mystery why that happens. We think it's something to do with the block map.
Yeah, you can talk about block maps real quick if you want. We got just a little bit of time for it.
Yeah. So the way the Doom engine calculates how things damage each other, there's a grid of 64 by 64 pixel grid going across the maps where they're called block maps. and it uses that to determine where a lot of the hit scans and things like that will do damage across. And
Sorry to cut you off real quick, but hey, we're going to grab this key, and we're going to do booty grab right here. Yep, Doom guys, Tushy is so good, we can grab the key with our butt, because using the lineup with the door is just that good. Anyway, sorry, continue with block map.
Between those butt cheeks, that's where the key is right now.
That's where my block map is.
Yeah, that's cool. But the thing is, so if you're at a block map and you're using a hit scan weapon like the gun, like the shotgun or the pistol or the fist or the chainsaw, sometimes the damage is not registered by the way it does a block map. If you have a projectile weapon like rockets or things like that, sometimes the direct damage will still count on that block map.
Yeah, I've shot a rocket point blank in my face and not taken any damage before. It's really funny. All right, this is
slash damage sometimes. Calculate.
All right, so this is scary right here. If I fall in this pit, I cannot get out. Thankfully, we're gonna make our way over. We actually managed to spawn block one of the Hell Knights with the imps over there, and now we have the Unmaker, and we're just gonna kind of drain ourselves on these Barons. Do a little bit of infighting. So we need to clear all of the Barons and the Hell Knights in order to raise the exit. And then we can finish cleanup using the... We can finish cleanup on the imps right afterwards while we're waiting for the stairs to show up.
Yeah, and he jumped across that gap so you can reach that trigger to spawn in enemies with the imps already there so they could block some more enemies.
Health is not in a good spot, but I can manage the next level, so we'll be okay. So as long as we got our 100 right here, we'll be fine. Okay, we're good. So we get our little intermission as we go to hell. Very brutal
that they don't reset your HP between levels.
Nope, you got to take what you got. Yeah. I'm gonna 100% focus right here. So Morpher, please take it away.
So this is even simpler. It's a homage to Dead Simple from Doom 2. And basically, Zelo has to kill a bunch of waves of enemies, and he almost died already. It was almost another game over. And in this episode, it's going to be Mancubi. Then after the Mancubi, you're going to have a bunch of Hell Knights spawn. And then after he kills those Hell Knights, he's going to have a bunch of Barons and Pain Elementals to kill. And he wants to be using as much rockets as he can so far to get through all of these enemies.
Yeah, this is the level we wanted a whole bunch of rockets for, where even in like the speed category, we stockpile so many rockets, because this is going to get very scary. I'm going to block one Baron with my body, and then we're going to run for this invulnerability. Oh, please don't do this to me. Okay, that's fine. No. That's fine. We'll run around him. So we need to get this invulnerability. 4 Pain Elementals spawn in this area, and we need to get rid of them because they are going to spawn Lost Souls the entire time. We can't have that. So we book it to the outside right here, deal with the Mancubi as needed, but we're just going to just blow the Pain Elementals away before they spawn too much crap, and then we're going to clean everything else up.
Yeah, one of the problems is the Lost Souls end up getting lost, literally hiding around corners, and you exit level and it won't say 100% kills.
Yeah, it's a big problem. It's why I took the route I did, because it keeps Lost Souls generally from like spreading out too much. So hopefully these Barons will group up a little better. They're not grouped up great. I want more splash damage here, but it looks like this is all we're going to have as far as damage goes. So we're going to pick up the rest of the rockets right here, and then kill the rest of these Cacos. Hopefully that's everything. Health-wise, we at least got through that okay.
Crossing my fingers.
All right, nothing got lost. We're good.
There you go. Yeah, now we get to see a little bit of the plasma gun show up.
you get to see like all like one frame of it right there. Bye-bye. Because the plasma is completely outclassed by the Gunmaker in this category. And the plasma, unfortunately, is very bad in 64 compared to how it is in PC Doom. So if you see me using that, that is definitely a mistake.
Yeah, it's a little bit good at pushing Lost Souls away, but you don't want to be pushing them away in this category. And then we'll also get to see the appearance of the BFG in this game, this level too as well.
Yeah, we'll finish completing our weapon inventory right here. I would like to skip these Hell Knights. There is a very difficult way of skipping them that I do in an IL setting, but I have like a 5% chance of doing it, and it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like a double frame perfect movement, so I just don't even bother, because it's really tough. Like, just for reference, this game runs at 30 FPS for logic, but still, double frame perfect at 30 FPS is not the easiest thing, especially even with having a setup already set up. All right, so we're going to use a bunch of chain gun here. Chain gun's really good on Lost Souls because every enemy has what we call a pain chance, which is basically the chance that an enemy goes into its stun animation whenever it gets hit by something. And I think Lost Souls are at 100% for those, so they get stunned very easily, and the chain gun just keeps them off your back.
Yes. It's the Doom 64 Lost Souls are kind of almost like a nerf to the super shotgun. So, but they're weak against the chain gun. The secret BFG right there when you clicked on that face.
Yeah, you interact with the face, and that allows us to get to the BFG later. This is really dicey. I wanted to use more rockets, but splash damage is a very real concern, so we're just going to save those for later. Yeah, so we're going to do a big spawn block here, hopefully. Oh, we got all of them.
Oh, there you go.
All 3 Mancubi stopped.
Yeah, he used those specters to block all the 3 Mancubi that were going to spawn. And now he's going to try to skip more enemies from spawning by going across the line def.
Nope, there's a Lost Soul in the way. We're going to get rid of you first. So I do not want... this is like a almost pixel perfect setup right here as far as angle, and then I have to get the run correct. Okay, we didn't hear anything, so that should be good. So we skipped a huge encounter. You saw all these enemies right here melt in the courtyard. There would be about double those if I did not do the line def skip. Like, it's a ridiculous amount of enemies spawned. So as long as the Lost Soul didn't go away, that pillar coming down means we should have 100%. So we're good there. So.
Yeah, this level has a lot more of that room over room magic. You see all these bridges on this level, and you can walk over these bridges. There's a door entrance in the beginning here, and when he goes through that door, that's when the bridges switch from ceilings, what they are now, to actual walkable platforms. And Zelo has to kill all the enemies in this area first, and then a key will lower, and then I will let him progress into the center part of the level.
Yeah, it's such a cool design. Like, casually, it's such a neat design, but it's a pain in the butt because you can absolutely get blocked by ledges and such. That was a nice BFG shot. Thankfully, the Pain Elemental, not the Pain Elemental, the Hell Knight and the Baron actually were infighting, and you can't have enemies of the same type with projectiles in fight normally, but in this game, Hell Knights and Barons actually count as separate enemies, so it's just very convenient that works out. All right, now we have a very scary room. What are you still doing alive? Get over here.
Yeah, a lot of Lost Souls will end up spawning in this room when he flips that switch, so hopefully he doesn't face rocket, but bet will happen eventually.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually, but not here. I take a very specific route to make sure things stay grouped up. There's just a lot of considerations as far as enemy movement, such especially since Lost Souls move so fast when they charge. Very easy to lose track of them. That room went really well. It was just very important to like stay in the corner and get control before we kind of spread out. So I do not want to get trapped right here in this bridge area because the door locks behind me for a bit if I get stuck.
Yeah, and also this level has so many bridges that you can accidentally skip and cause that ice suck at making maps textures show up. Oh, you jumped over there to hit a secret switch.
In some cases, it's even worse because you just end up with a giant hole in the floor that you can't actually cross. Yes. It basically functions as an invisible wall, and if the door closes behind you on that bridge, you are completely soft locked. There's no recovering that. All right, here's the big hallway. I would like to find a better way to do this hallway at some point because it's just kind of a pain in the butt with the 5 cacos that are in this hallway together.
Yeah, he has to clean up all these cacos because he's going to have to run along that ledge to find another secret because this is the maximum category.
Yeah, so we can get in the alcove right there. And then that allows us to get to the mega armor. Thankfully in this category, you have a lot of supplies to work with. Nice, we made the jump back. That's a pretty tricky jump to make. So a bunch more Lost Souls right here.
They're basically what we call strafe jumps to get across there. And it's only present really for the secrets or if you're trying to speedrun and skip some areas.
Yep. All right, hopefully the Barons right here will be grouped up nicely. We'll see where they are. That's not very good grouping. Nope. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Wait for them to come over.
Get over here.
I know.
There we go.
There we go. That was pretty good damage. Do you want to explain how the BFG works real quick?
Okay, so the BFG, not all of its damage is in the ball. There is some damage in the ball, but what happens is when you shoot the BFG ball, it keeps track of where the player was looking at, that direction at that point in time. And then when the ball explodes, all the tracers come from where the player currently is, but from the direction that they were looking when they first shot. So it's a little bit complicated, but that means if you want to do the maximum BFG damage, you treat it like a shotgun that you can't look away from. So you have to look at enemy straight in his eyes, get close enough to kiss it, and shoot your BFG and stay there. Stay looking at it.
Yeah, just run up and give your target a big fiery hug. That's basically what you want to do, because a lot of the BFG gets lost, like the damage gets lost casually, because you try to circle strafe around the enemy after you've already fired, and the tracers go off in the distance instead of hitting your target. So you just want to run straight at your enemy. And with that, you do ridiculous amount of damage, so.
And fun fact, this level has music which has a legitimate baby cry in it.
Yeah. Aubrey Hodges doing the sound design for this game was the right choice, and he came up with some really creepy thing, because we don't have like typical music, it's more ambient stuff, but man, does it set the tone for this game. And it's one of the many things I love about 64, just because the design is so even darker than it was in Doom 1 and 2.
This is my first Doom game, actually. The first one that I played.
Oh, nice. Me too.
That's a good choice. I've talked about it before on Hotfix, but the Doom 64 was the first one I owned as a kid. Doom 1 and 2 were my dad's. This was my game.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we have enough armor to not take the armor of shame, as we like to call it. There are 2 separate armor classes in this game. There's a normal green armor, which reduces your damage by 1/3 and gives you 100 points. And there's the mega armor, blue armor, which gives you 200 points and reduces by 1/2. So it actually downgrades your armor if you have close to under 100 points, but you pick up a green armor, because now you no longer have the 0.5% protection. So we try and not pick up green armor unless we actually need to.
Yeah, so it's the armor of shame if you actually...
I've never seen that Hell Knight do a snipe on that. Holy moly, that's from a bridge way over there. Chalk that up to marathon luck too.
Long shot.
We're getting just all the good marathon luck today.
Well, whenever running Doom 64, always something you don't expect happens single time.
Always, every single time. I guess that's the beauty of this game.
These high difficulty runs generally produce that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, with Doom 64, the enemy movement is on a random number generated table. The gunfire damage, all kinds of things are randomly generated. So when you're playing with so many enemies, you have to kind of run it on the fly and have backup strategies for this category.
Yeah, you have a general strategy, but then you just kind of make it work. See, that Baron decided not to get out of the corner. I am almost dead. That was close. We're just still going to try and kite these enemies around. I almost saved at a bad spot. I'm going to save just in case again. He scratched me to death. That's fine. Well, you got to see me die a little bit more. It's okay. So we're going to just take advantage of our tracers. Nice. Got them in 2 shots, so that was actually pretty good. And then we're going to block 1 Baron, hopefully. Nope. That's fine. We can still kill them if we're lucky. We were not lucky.
Yeah. Sometimes you can spawn block one of them, but...
That's okay.
And this level will have a secret exit, too. That we'll get to, but Zulu has to go back to the normal exit first and kill the enemies there before going back to the secret exit.
Yeah, that's kind of a case with every secret exit in this level, that you have to do quite a bit of normal exit. I'm going to grab the green armor now since I don't have any. Almost got sniped. That was close. So there are a couple Hell Knights on this bridge here. And then we go to the normal exit, and there will be a couple Hell Knights there, and then we will jump to what is usually people's first secret exit that they find in this game if they go secret hunting. And it's definitely the funniest. I think I should have more rockets, so I'm going to save those for later. Okay, so hopefully we'll jump back to the bridge okay. Yep, no problem there.
There you go.
And I'll show this off. So normally this pillar coming up that has the soul sphere, it's shaped like an arrow, as you can see on the map right here. And if you just jump into the wall, there's the secret.
There you go. They pointed it out for you, literally.
Yep. So hopefully we got everything here, but if we're all good, we will go to the lair next. All right, nice.
Yeah, well, he'll find another demon key in this level, which will really upgrade the Unmaker even more. It's already better than the Plasma, but at this point, the double Unmaker is pretty good.
Yeah, it's incredibly useful. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup with these lost souls. Those guys love to get lost, so I kind of do a little bit of crowd control, deal with a couple of them. And we're going to activate some scripts. We can clear out enemies while we're waiting. So we just kind of tag that script right there. Oh, it didn't go down. This one's a little glitchy sometimes. Doesn't like to always function. This is some tight movement right here to hopefully not get boxed in by Hell Knight fireballs.
Yeah, you can see that demon key right up top there.
It's close. Yep. So we're going to use the Unmaker a little bit to kind of thin enemies out. I'm going to run through this passage right there. Jumping through that window actually opens a small optional area, which is really nice. And hitting those 2 switches makes the Unmaker key come down. All right, I got 2 of them. And I got the other 2 with 1 shot. Nice. So this is what the window secret does. We get the plasma, so we just get a little bit more cells. Cells are just so useful that it's almost always worth going out of our way for them. Now we're in the basement.
Yeah, and down here there's actually a line def, but it's triggered to be only activated by a key. So it's kind of weird. You're not using the key to open anything, but you have to have the key to activate that line def.
It's really weird because the key's just like right there on the ledge near the line def. It's just such a strange decision.
Yep. And here it is right there. That's what opens that switch.
So we actually do skip a secret in this level. So we talked earlier about like spawn blocking monsters. That applies to items that are tagged as secrets as well. So by not interacting with a gargoyle statue, we never spawn this secret berserk pack, but we don't need to because if we never spawn it, it never shows up.
Yeah, it doesn't count. If it doesn't spawn, it doesn't count.
Yep, so I should still see the 100% right here. That imp is floating. I love the sprite collision. So yeah, 100% right there. And this begins the trilogy of levels that is probably the overall most difficult stretch of the run. These 3 levels back to back are incredibly tough.
Yeah, this is a particularly long one with plenty of darts. So you can see all these darts flying around. Even Simpler had a few darts, but here you'll see more darts than you want to see, perhaps. Or maybe you can use them.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to use them. There are some funny strats that we've come up with over the years. Ellie did a lot of work being the original category runner several years back, and a lot of his strats still get used. But this one's like my personal favorite that I came up with. We're going to aggro the Arachnotron, so when an enemy's aggroed, they will keep trying to target you even if like an enemy's hitting them because they really hate you. So it's really fun. So we're going to aggro the plasma bolts and just let those hit the barons over and over. It's just so funny.
Yeah, portable turret.
Which is very interesting because Arachnotrons in this game are very, very difficult to deal with. They are among the more changed enemies. Since they fire a dual plasma gun that fires faster, they are incredibly dangerous, and it's very easy to just get trapped.
Yeah, and they just rip you.
Yep, they just ripped me. Speaking of rip, I hope I don't go rip down here because we have the dart room coming up. So I hope y'all like bullet hells.
Oh no!
Yeah, you can see all those darts flying around.
Yeah.
Zero has to grab that blue key right in the middle.
Oh man!
So
but they also damage the enemies.
Yeah, the interesting thing too is that the barons are so tall that even if they manage to make it to the bottom floor, they still get hit by darts.
Yeah, so Zillow hit it twice to keep the darts going on.
Yeah, it's worth getting that. So now we have to take control of this corner right here so I don't get overwhelmed by enemies. Okay, yeah, so we've got control of the corner, so we're good here. Because there are a ton of Nightmare Imps. There are 5 Cacodemons in this area. One of them managed to still snipe me, so I'm pretty low, but I'm usually pretty low anyways. So this is typical. I just have to not get hit by a spare Nightmare Imp fireball. And that one almost ambushed me. So we're going to pick up a whole bunch of other supplies, make sure we get the imps over here, because it's very easy to miss them. There are also 2 Arachnotrons up there that I have to be careful dealing with.
Yeah, and extra rockets too. Never can get enough of those.
Yeah, you'd think you'd want to group everything up in this area, but it's more important that I do the cleanup for this part now, because we're going to be coming back to this area later, and we kind of need it to be already clear. So I'm going to trigger this secret right here. This would normally be a good secret to get in other categories, but we're not going to get the items in that secret because they take a long time to get. So we are like roughly halfway through the level right now. Like this is a very long level.
And now you're going down to the library.
It's a really cool place, but it's also very easy to die here.
Yeah, there's a lot of hit scanners around corners, and if you're not careful, they'll sneak up on you and get you.
Yeah, Hell Knight stuck back there. That was nice. A little bit of double Unmaker action for this Hell Knight. Thought that was going to kill, but yeah, as you can see, the Unmaker fires extremely rapidly, and it's firing 2 lasers at once now, which appropriately drains my cells like candy, being almost Halloween.
Yes, yes. And it's easy for those knights to trap you in a bad spot and you get clawed. But luckily, since this WMD max, you can kill them.
Yeah, there's very subtle ways of dealing with this library. Like normally this Hell Knight coming up would normally be in a bad spot to try and run past, you get stuck, but I can lure him to the wall for just a second and I have enough room to run past. That kind of hurt. That's okay though. Like I said, yep. Actually, that was probably better than I could have gone because I was expecting to take like 80 there and I only took 40. The variance on attacks in this game is just ridiculous. Like a fireball could tickle me for about 10 or it could do like 80 plus. And I don't have armor either, so I'd be taking the full brunt of the damage and probably just die, knowing my luck. I'm going to save here just in case, because I don't like this Hell Knight. This Hell Knight's not been playing ball with me lately. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to deal with all the Cacodemons here. We're going to have the Barons run toward us. I thought I was dead there. That was close. So
yeah, we want hit by both ends.
There's the other one. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, this looks tough.
Yeah, this game is no joke on Watch Me Die. It's the equivalent of Ultraviolence in PC Doom. There's no Nightmare in this game, thankfully, because I think if there is actually a real Nightmare difficulty, I'd be tearing my hair out.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Yeah, the official strategy guy played this game on. I own Doom. They didn't do the hardest difficulty.
All right, so we're actually going to go to the exit first. We're going to spawn a whole bunch of enemies. We want these Barons to be grouped up for later. And that also allows us to group up the Barons that are on the lower floor. So we're going to pick up supplies now while we're waiting for them to group up. So we can grab a Hidden Soul Sphere right there. There's the Mega Armor that's very scary to get because if you fall, you're dead. So hopefully with this invulnerability, we're going to be able to just smash our face into the Barons. Some of them did not follow me over, so we're going to have to just take care of them manually. But thankfully, we have rockets for that.
Yeah, they're still always trying to follow Zillow wherever he goes. So if you're running around our part of the map, they'll still try to get you, and sometimes you get stuck in corners. But they're still RNG, so sometimes you get stragglers like those.
Where are they? Okay, they're over here. Don't worry, I've got plenty of rockets. I think I have like way more than I need normally. I should end this level normally with about 30. So I'm actually in really good shape rocket-wise, which is good because the next level needs a lot. Eye of the Storm. So we need to kill 4 Barons to make the key appear, but we're going to do things in a very interesting way because there are actually 2 line defs that spawn a whole bunch of pinkies to appear on the opposite side of the castle, and we are forced to definitely trigger one of them, but we're going to try and actually skip the other one. First, we're going to do a little bit of aggro here, get them turning on each other. Oh, come on. Baron, please.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. Now they're pissed off at each other. So we just kind of let them do their work, gather supplies in the meantime, and save ourselves a little bit of trouble. Because if we can save rockets, it's always a good choice. Okay, so one set of pinkies is now spawned on this side, but we're going to be very careful not to trigger a line def on the ground that's a little past this point. And we do it right, we won't have to trigger it because there's another way to get back on top of the castle and not have to deal with skipping that, deal with triggering that line def. So unfortunately, the other Baron is not playing ball and he's going to be over in the corner. So we're going to have to do the hard backup.
Sometimes you can lure that Baron out without going over there and accidentally triggering that line def. But secret time.
So I'm actually going to bonk this barrier to make sure that it doesn't go away. I'm actually going to bonk it again to make sure I have enough time because I want to get in this passage. So we got in the passage right as we're killing. I'm actually going to do an intentional save and load right here. So this actually de-aggroes a bunch of lost souls that appear when you bring the key down. And that's important because wandering lost souls are really difficult to deal with, and a whole bunch of other lost souls will appear there later if they're not already spawn blocked. So this does just really, really useful things.
Yeah, if you reload, they forget that they're mad at you.
I wish real life worked that way.
Right?
That is
so a little bit of cleanup right here.
technique in the game that I mostly speedrun, Dark Souls. Just like get the enemies off of you, reload the game.
Yep, don't worry about them. All right. There's actually other subtle things about that. There's actually a hard-coded limit to the number of Lost Souls that can be in play at one time. And if that limit is reached, then Lost Souls will not spawn from pain elementals, which is actually really critical. Because we can use that to get right in the faces of pain elementals and not have them explode in our face. Because in this game, if you manage to block a pain elemental with your body like you can in Doom 2, the pain elementals explode in your face for rocket damage and usually just instantly kill you.
Yes.
So being able to reach the limit where we can is incredibly helpful. So a bunch of hit scanners right here. We did not want to pick up that soul sphere over there because that also spawns several cacodemons, and we don't want to deal with more enemies. So thankfully our help is good. By the way, sorry, that was the loudest BFG you'll hear in the entire game. I probably should have prepped y'all for that. So hopefully no Lost Souls went around the corner and we'll be okay.
A lot of skulls exploding.
Okay, good. Nothing went away. So into Dark Entries, the last of this little weird trilogy, which we do get to see one more key bump right here, which is pretty amusing.
Yeah, you just rub the corner of the surface and eventually you'll get the key.
Yeah, it's very funny.
God. There you go. Normally you have to do a Simon Says puzzle to solve
I hate that puzzle. I hate dealing with that puzzle, so I'm glad we could just flat out skip it. And it's like the easiest key bump in the game because you just run at the corner until it gives it to you. But now we have the most difficult arena in the game in this run.
Yeah, Zilo is going to try to get enemies to get angry at each other in this area. There's going to be a lot of enemies over on the other end, and if he can get them to start shooting, then they can start getting aggroed at each other. But he still has to kill a ton of them too.
There we go. Yep, got one aggroed there. I get rid of the ones in the corner. One of them already killed off one of the Hell Knights for me. That was very convenient. We're going to get this one aggroed at the Baron. And now we can deal with these guys. I have extra rockets. We'll go ahead and just rocket these guys out. That Baron was pissed. That Baron managed to kill. And there's that one sniping him too. This is incredible luck, actually. Nice. So a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see, is also dead right here on the ledges. This is why we went to the central area first, not just to deal with the pain element, the Lost Souls, but also to like group up the enemies so that we could get really fast kills and just usually they just take care of each other. Really, really convenient here. That being said, I'm almost dead, so I need to watch my health. I also think I aggroed that Baron on me.
Oh, yes. He's coming right for you.
He can have a shotgun shell to the face. How's that? I'm going to get a little bit extra health. Because there's still some scary parts coming up here. I also have to pray that none of these imps ended up going to the other side, because they kind of get in the way when that happens. All right, so the descent back is a little scary. We're going to use a couple rockets here just to kind of soften them up. Grab the Berserk, and hopefully I don't die here. Okay, I didn't die. I didn't get trapped, and I didn't die, and the Arachnotrons didn't bust me. Because it's very easy to get trapped by their plasma as well and just be like, nope, I'm dead.
Yeah, and those Barons as well, there's melee damage is a lot.
Yeah, melee damage is incredibly deadly.
So unfortunately in Doom 64, we lost the Revenants and their Tracers. Well, we lost Revenants, but we didn't lose their iconic Tracer attacks. Now their Tracers are set in these traps. So those fireballs are following Zilo around this level, and eventually they'll get tired of him, or he can lead them into barriers for them to explode.
I think the funniest thing is, specifically on Watch Me Die, they put an extra rocket launcher in the starting room, so if you try and hide there, you get blown to smithereens. It's hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, this is actually a good time for a break right here. Sorry, we just finished, so I'm going to pause.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So, well, before we go to break, I want to give a shout out to Black and Flash. Black and Flash is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. Learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackandaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. And with that, we are going to take a short, like 5-minute break. So if you want to take care of yourself, get up and stretch, use the bathroom, get a snack, go do that. But we will be back in just a minute for some more Doom 64 speedruns. Okay, be right back, y'all. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the break. We have some more Doom 64 speedrunning to go. So, Zello, take it away. Count us back in.
Thank you very much. So we'll get back in just a bit. Just a reminder, we are going for 100% kills and secrets on every level in case you didn't see this at the very beginning. But we will get started again in 3, 2, 1, go. As we move into Blood Keep right here.
Well, look at that Caco Demon.
Yeah, you gotta
fun
appreciate
fact
all the sprite work.
So, fun fact about this level, this port that Zillow is playing was ported to PC by a guy named Kaiser, the lead engine dev at Night Dive, and Blood Keep is his favorite level.
Yeah, big shout outs to Kaiser, because Kaiser did a lot of work with Doom 64 preservation and making like projects. In fact, this version of the game is based on his Doom 64 EX, which was a source port for playing the original game on PC. Really, without Kaiser, we would not have so much stuff, like not just from Night Dive, but especially Doom 64. So big shout outs to Kaiser. All right, let's see if these Barons play nice. They are not playing nice. I'm surprised I didn't get whacked to death by that, though, so I will take it.
RNG.
RNG.
Have you
there's
two
a
ever
lot
done,
of stuff running around.
Have you two ever done any runs of the original N64 version?
I have. I am actually probably the only person who has seriously done runs of both versions of the game, but I have not done that version of the game in a long time.
Yeah.
It's very, very tricky because we have a thing called neutral reset in that game where you can get a whole bunch more speed than you're supposed to normally, and this ends up breaking into a whole bunch of other stuff, like being able to clip through walls and get out of bounds. It's a very different run.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But I mostly don't run that version anymore because my N64 control sticks are in really bad shape.
As most people's are, honestly.
It is definitely a run worth watching, and unfortunately, emulation for 64 is not cycle accurate, so you can't do the skips on emulator. But I will say the tool assisted speedrun for the game by Headshot, who's another one of our great community members, that task is also amazing, and I highly recommend you check it out. Because even without being able to get out of bounds and doing those kinds of skips, there are so many other cool solutions for the maps.
Yeah. There's we went past a level called the Lair where you grab the demon key. There's an interesting skip where you can go kind of out of bounds, not necessarily out of bounds in the technical sense, and you can actually trigger the end of the game out there.
Yeah, that's always a fun little bonus. If we end up having enough time after this, I can quickly show it off. I always love showing it off, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
But so far, this run's been going pretty okay. We haven't had any missed kills. Like, we haven't had any like non 100% on kills or secrets. So
we've been good.
It's been going okay. Because it's very easy for things to just kind of spiral out of control in this game.
Looks like it, honestly.
All right, so this is our only secret coming up right here. This little alcove with the plasma. I have to be careful not to accidentally line depth skip over the trigger for the secret. But there is one other sort of secret in this room coming up. We're going to lower a bookcase which has a ton of stuff and has like 20 rockets and a major cell pack, but it's not tagged as a secret for some reason, even though it definitely should be. So it's just one of the odd quirks of this game. So we're going to get all this good stuff back here. We especially want the 100 cells.
Yeah, then by the end of this level, we'll see a pretty cruel trap that if you don't stand in the right spot, you'll end up dying in the trap and you have to restart the whole level right
It is the thing that has caused many people to rage, because you couldn't save mid-level in the original version. So you get to the end of the level on console and then you die because of that, and now you are spent repeating a 10 to 15 minute level casually. So we're going to do this line depth skip. I'm going to line up with the shotgun right here. There we go. No enemy showed up, so that's what we want. So we're going to stand in the corner with the BFG, and we're going to let the tracers do the work here. We're just going to time our shot. That's about right there. And then we're going to get right here on this platform, and that floor lowering lowers you into a bottomless pit that you cannot get out of, and you just slowly bleed to death. It's such a mean trap. But now we have a very scary level because we actually have kind of a search and then destroy after. So I'm going to be taking some very weird movement here. I'm going to actually be skipping around these tiles because these tiles, if we touch them, actually trigger more enemies. So we're going to skip as many as we possibly can. And this means I have to be very tight on my movement to make sure I don't accidentally hit something that I'm not supposed to be over. So far so good. I'm going to get rid of y'all.
That's why it's called Watch Your Step.
Very much watch your step, like literally. So we're going to get rid of them, going to pick up the rockets that we can without triggering more stuff. I'm going to do another line def skip right here. Stop some imps from showing up. So we're going to trigger the two secrets, these two little secret alcoves after we shoot the lamp. Makes those show up. And we will actually flip the switches.
Zillow had to wait until that shotgunner fully spawned in because when they're still partially invisible, they're invulnerable.
Yeah, I have to wait a little bit. So we'll get this Mega Sphere. We don't technically need it, but it is very helpful, and it is a marathon. But now we do the arena part. So I only need to kill certain enemies of each wave to make the next wave spawn. And we're going to use several of those enemies to be able to spawn block enemies later. So we do this in a very specific way. So we can get rid of these imps. Should be this one right here. And then the Hell Knight show up. One of them actually got blocked. I have to hope the other one didn't get blocked, because if both of them get blocked, then I'm actually soft blocked. I might actually be soft blocked. We're going to see. Thankfully, I didn't save yet. I'm pretty sure I'm soft block. I think I'm going to have to reset the arena. Yeah, I'm soft blocked. Both of them actually managed to get spawn blocked. So the game makes it
too good.
I was too good. So the game makes its like trigger checks by checking when you kill an enemy. Okay, is everything dead? Well, if there's nothing to kill, I can never trigger that to begin with. So I just kind of got screwed. So one got blocked again. I hope it didn't happen again. Okay, this one's here, so this one should be the right one. Okay, yes. So now we need to kill everything else before we finish off the Arachnotrons and the Mancubi, because the Mancubi and the Arachnotrons dying will despawn everything else.
Yes, and so if things despawn, it doesn't count as kills. They're just gone, and you can never kill them again, so you have to restart the level.
Yep. Oh, that was close. That was close. Okay, now we have two Cyber Demons, but thankfully we have invulnerability, so we're just going to smash our face in for a bit. They did not die in two like I was hoping. I had some pretty bad positioning, so we're just gonna take our chances here with the super shotgun.
Danced around some rockets. And the Cyber Demons are particularly dangerous in Doom 64. The rockets shoot up a little bit higher, so they're aiming down at the player, so they're gonna hit the floor behind you, and if you're not careful, it's gonna cause splash damage.
Okay, that was a little bit messy, but hopefully we at least still have our 100% here. Okay, as long as we didn't miss anything, because I didn't want to invalidate my run. We just kind of want to keep vibing on that 100% right here.
Yeah, still good. Would now be a good time to get some announcements in, yo?
Yeah, now's a good time.
Okay. All right. Awesome Games Done Quick 2026 will be live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from January 4th to the 10th. Registration's open, so be sure to register if you want to experience the event in person. You can also upgrade to a foil badge by November 1st, which is very soon. Visit gdq.gg for more info. Also, Games Done Queer is coming up soon. Make sure you watch here on October 31st to November 2nd as we celebrate queer and LGBTQIA plus runners starting at 1 p.m. Eastern each day, benefiting the Lambda Legal Defense and Education Fund. And okay, what are we doing now, Zello?
We're just going to doing a lot of cleanup here because this is one of the longest levels in the run.
Okay.
We're going to actually take advantage of the lost soul limit where we can. We do have to clear these out later, but there will be a bunch of pain elementals that would normally show up. We're only going to make one show up after this room. So we trigger the dart script here. We have to wait for the dart script to finish before we can enter the next room. And then we're going to hit some switches, and there's going to be more scripts happening, and there's going to be a bunch of waiting. Now, this little middle area is going to open up after I hit this switch, and normally a whole bunch of pain elementals would come down, and when one goes away, another one takes its spot. Well, we're not going to let that happen. I'm going to wait right here, and he's blind. He can't see me, so I'm just going to wait. And when I finally kill this one off using my rockets, because I've already hit the lost soul limit earlier, more of them will not spawn when I kill that one off. So it's just very, very convenient and just works out nicely. And now we can get out of this room. So another secret right here, plasma. That hurt a lot. I have like no health. Yeah, I'm not liking this right now. I also hear
there's
something still alive over here. What? Oh, there you are. Glad I caught that fireball.
Yeah, fortunately, there's a lot of lost souls later on this level too, which help keep that limit pretty high.
Yeah, it just works out really nicely for this map. Okay, 4% health, sure, why not? That's the excitement. That's fine. There's some med kits right over here. I don't need too much anyways because I will get a mega sphere soon. So we just need to get through this room right here, which is just a whole bunch of Hell Knights crammed in this room. Like, that's a lot. But that's not even half of them. The other half, you have one in the corner right here, and then several more bunched up in this corner.
Yeah, they have flags on them that's either called death or called no ambush, that they won't attack the player until they see them.
Oh, Lord. They got me. They got me. I got trapped. That's fine. Well, I'm glad I saved. So here's the Mega Sphere, thankfully. So we'll get that. So I have a little bit of a different route for this room now. So we're going to do a little bit of cleanup here. Make sure everything here is dead. So we're going to trigger this. So we're still at the lost soul limit right here. So when these pan elementals die, we're not going to see anything come from them. So like I said, take advantage of that hard lost soul limit there to be able to prevent more from spawning in. Which is good because we still have more stuff to deal with. I heard a fireball somewhere and I do not like that. Oh, it might have just been the Kako. So now we finally hit the, we're finally under the limit, so they start actually throwing lost souls at us. So a little bit of cleanup here. Get rid of this one. Aye! Right in my face. Well, there's my Dime Face Rocket right there. Shout outs to Dime, our good friend in the Doom community. But Dime Face Rocket is exactly what it sounds like. You just kind of blow yourself up with a face rocket.
Shout out to King Dime.
What even is this? Hell still.
No health run.
Yeah, basically a no health run. I might have well just made this a reality run, which is runs where you basically take no damage, which is a fun little mini category, but it's really hard to do that in this game in particular. We've got the key. I'm gonna snipe you out, and now we can grab this soul sphere. We're okay again.
Yeah, luckily the secrets in this level that if you're low on health, it doesn't take too long for you to get your health back up. And eventually there'll be a secret exit as well.
Yeah, this will be the final secret exit that we find. This one's pretty tricky to get to normally because it's just one of those things that you like don't realize is there unless you really listen for it. But we do have one more monster blocker here. I'm going to get one of these imps to help me, so we're going to lure him to the corner. Hopefully that's good. Yep, so we stopped a Baron from showing up in that corner upstairs. And I have several extra rockets, so we'll just go ahead and burn them here. Now, there's a scary part right here. I have 3 pan elementals behind this door. So thankfully, they all went by to the BFG quick. So we're going to...
That's the normal exit.
Yeah, that's the normal exit. So the secret exit's right here. If you go up the steps, you'll hear a door opening. You come and find this. And you can, unfortunately, also skip the secret trigger if you are running too fast. So you have to be very careful not to do that. So this is the last secret level. And I think aesthetic-wise, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
This is in the void right here.
My favorite. Yeah. And there's debate whether in the void is hot or cold. Is it a hot level or is it a cold level? We don't know.
That's a good question, actually. So we're going to get these guys aggroed, hopefully. Come on. There we go. So just give the high five to each other. They're just be like, tag team me, bro. But there are also a bunch of pain elementals in this level, which are really bad because, as you can see, this is a very open space. So we need as few lost souls to give us problems. So we take out the pain elementals ASAP. And
yeah, lost souls can really get hidden around corners and out in the, lost in the void in this level.
It's very much lost in the void. They will chase you across the entire level, and it is awful to deal with them when that's done that, which is going to tie into a big skip at the very end of this level and why I do this level in a very specific way. So we're going to do most of the cleanup as we go instead of doing it as we come back. Oh, these guys are not in a good position. Sometimes they're like bunched up right around.
Yeah, and they can snipe you from other parts of the level too, because you can see in the distance the other sections of the level.
Okay, hopefully these guys are going to aggro all on each other. Why is this Mancubus not firing at me? Come on. Dude. Okay, well, he got aggro to something else. That's fine. That'll work.
Yeah, they're fighting up someone else.
Yeah, so that'll allow us to get some good grouping because we can do a couple BFG shots right here. We want to target mostly the Barons because the Barons have much higher HP than the Mancubi. That was really good to get them in two.
Yeah.
We're going to laser one of these out.
I've seen Barons eat BFGs for breakfast.
Okay, they're taken care of. So there's one more pain elemental to deal with. And thankfully we have a 2-key unmaker. So this will go by quick. Oh, I'm glad that one didn't go around all the way around the corner. That would have been bad.
Yeah. And you can see the demon key there, but you can't grab it from here.
Yeah, this one's an anomaly for most people because you can't get that key until the very end. Like, you have to actually go towards the exit, and then the way to get to it will be visible. So we're going to go grab our last key right here. We're going to pick up rockets. I look good on rockets based on my routing because I don't have my splits up, so I'm just kind of winging it. But I think rocket routing-wise, we're actually in a pretty good spot. So we're going to grab these. Deal with one more Mancubus, and this is the last enemy in the level right here. Okay, so he died. So we're going to go to the normal exit, and there is a line def that triggers a Quake. By the way, I love Quake. Quake's a great game. But this triggers a switch right here, and this makes the Demon Key teleport all the way to where we had that big Baron and Mancubus fight. Now, we were doing this as quickly as possible because once we get the Demon Key, a script would normally play out, and it would trigger lots of pain elementals, like 4 or 5 pain elementals, and just completely swarm that. Huge waste of time. But if we can manage to get back to the exit in time, we can leave before that script triggers and save all that time and ammo. So hopefully we should be okay here. This is looking good. And be careful not to accidentally skip the exit and just jump into the void there. And we're good. They're there.
Nice.
And it's funny because that level actually has no official secrets. So we technically don't have to get the key from a secrets perspective, but that third key saves so much time that it's worth doing anyways. Because now we fire 3 lasers at once with the Unmaker. As you can imagine, this completely shreds enemies for the rest of the game, but it also eats up my cells, so I have to be very careful with how I'm firing it.
Yeah, we call it the get out of jail card because it can pretty much get you out of any situation.
Yep. But as you can see, this is the spiral. There are a ton of enemies. This is literally the entire level, just a huge spiral. Okay, I kind of figured that was going to happen when I got stuck. Oh, there's something on top of me. There's a Cacodemon on top of me. So we were talking a little bit about height, how this game doesn't have actual height. The Cacodemon that was like 50 feet in the air blocked me. That was brutal. But there are a ton of rockets in this level, so we can just kind of rocket our way out now. And we're just going to kind of top off on rockets while we're at it.
Yeah, one of the shortest levels.
That imp got blasted. I saw him just get blasted right off the stairs. This is such a fun level to like see just torn apart, but it's so chaotic. It's just so much stuff happening the entire time. All right, so we're gonna top off on rockets here. I'm gonna go, nope, okay. Well, I can get a mega armor in the beginning of this level, so that's fine. So all that's left is one Baron here. Please die.
Oh, it's not. There you go.
Okay, yeah, he
That's
did.
the end.
Yeah, I probably should have SSG'd him out, but that's fine. All right, this first room is a little scary because this is the only room in the level that I can't return to. So I need to be 100% sure I've got everything killed. So we're gonna take a very specific route. We hit that switch to make the blue key lower, make sure all the imps are dead. So that's all the imps for sure. Now we just make sure we don't have any soldiers around. And the shotgunners around here are incredibly deadly, so we're gonna be very careful with how we deal with them. So there's one on that
called
side.
Breakdown, and it's pretty much the beginning of like all those previously were kind of like castle-like levels. Now these ones are like the deep hell levels. So you see a lot of Geiger textures and a lot of like clay rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a really neat aesthetic. That's what I really love about this game. It's like every level has a different aesthetic to it. Like it's very distinct no matter what. So you always get something fresh when you play this casually. And it also helps me remember things because I'm like, what level's next? Oh yeah, that, because this came out before it. So chain gun keeping them off for here. We're topped off on rockets, so we can do rocket strats coming up on these specters. Just tossed a few in the corridor here. And then we're gonna have a whole bunch of specters in this room. So we're gonna wedge ourselves into a corner here.
He's rocketed himself a path so he can get into a corner, then he can rocket the rest from the safety.
Need to make sure the Hell Knight's dead before I leave. We will deal with this Baron as we come back later, since this is where the exit is. But now we do the maze, which is pretty self-explanatory with how I'm going to do it. But why don't you talk about... Let's talk about a fun little Easter egg, about a hidden secret that was going to be but never actually ended up being.
Yeah, so originally when people were looking at the maps for this game, they seen a lot of triggers in this level that just didn't go anywhere. You know, it was confusing. Like, what was it? Is this a secret that we don't know about? And apparently they had a Easter egg in Doom 64, and I forgot what it exactly was. But I remember how it gets triggered. You trigger it by shooting a bunch of walls, and then you would see a pattern of darts, and the darts said something, had like some letter, heart, some letter. I forgot what exactly all of them were, but it was reference to the playtesters. So if you look at the original credits for Doom 64, they credited every single playtester, and apparently that was a Easter egg honoring all the playtesters. But for the final release, the Easter egg didn't end up wasn't working and wasn't kind of partially removed in the game.
Yeah, like if you look at the map data, you can see the tags on the walls, but there's just no Easter egg. But it's just kind of fun to talk about and just like think about like what could have been sometimes. All right, where is that Baron that I left behind? There you are.
There's an alpha that was found of Doom 64, and that alpha version, that Easter egg, is still in it, and you can trigger it. So we know it's real. It's not. No, we're not making things up. This is not conspiracy theory. It's real. I'm telling you guys, it's real.
We got enough Doom 64 conspiracy theories. I don't think we need to add one more to the list. We got to have something grounded. All right, so this is the exit right here. So I have to be careful not to soft lock down the well. This is another case where it's easy to skip the exit trigger going down the well. So hopefully this didn't happen. I'll save just to be sure.
There you go.
All right, and we didn't miss anything. So into pitfalls we go. This has a lot of really neat strats, and we're going to get to see just a lot of Unmaker use later on. In fact, we're actually going to see it a little bit earlier because Cacodemons are very annoying in this level. They love to run around a lot, so we're just going to get rid of them instantly. We'll just delete them with the triple Unmaker. Throw some rockets up there while we're waiting for this elevator. So I am going to do another monster block coming up right here. If we stand on this lip of the ledge coming up, then we can actually spawn block a Cacodemon, which was not something I knew until somewhat recently. It just works out to where you can have the Cacodemon get blocked. Oh, that Cacodemon was pissed at that dude. That Cacodemon got aggroed. Shotgunner. I would have laughed a lot if the Shotgunner won. And there are interesting things that happen depending on some of the monster infights and some of the RNG.
Yeah, I've seen them get stuck in block maps where an imp be a cyber demon.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, cyber demons getting stuck is really funny, especially with how rare they are. Also, that door opened early. That might be a problem with the positioning. Because that door was not supposed to open so early. Okay, it looks like all the enemies are here, so as long as nothing wandered off, we're fine.
Yeah, luckily with those shotgunners, they move slowly. It's not like Lost Souls, which can end up at
Just
the opposite
ruin my
end of the
entire
map.
run. Yeah, I'll end up on the entire opposite end. Okay, so we'll grab these rockets here. Okay, so if I'm really, really lucky coming up, I'm going to trigger another infight between a Baron and a Hell Knight. And if I'm really lucky, we'll have at least one spawn block from that. Because there's going to be a whole bunch of Barons once I try and approach the key coming up. Oh, you got to see the plasma. Wasn't supposed to, but you got to see the plasma there.
Yay!
Does that mean a mistake was made?
A mistake was made. That's okay.
All right.
Ah, dang. Okay. No spawn block there. That's okay. So we're gonna.
Yeah, modern vintage gamer is gonna have a video on the speedrun and say mistakes were made.
Okay, well, that's all right. So we're gonna go ahead and get the cells, get everything off of those pedestals because the extra cells are really good and we need the key anyways.
Yeah, we call this area the church because it looks like an altar area.
It really does. So triple unmaker for the Barons, just kind of cut through them. Hot knife through butter. Make sure I don't forget that one. Yeah, ammo routing is very specific, so make sure we don't run out of cells later, because I do need a bunch for later.
Yeah, you can see the Unmaker damages those enemies so quickly, they kind of get pain locked in the position, so they're kind of a shield for you in big crowds. That's why the Unmaker is so useful in big fights.
It's so ridiculous.
It's a cheat, almost.
Hey, look, I earned my cheats. I played the game enough.
Yes. And for this category, it's required to...
Yeah, it's required anyways. Yeah, that is one other caveat to this category. Not only do we require the 100% kills and secrets, aside from staging area, we do require all 3 unmakers because they are permanent collectibles. It's fine because, like I said, it saves so much time to get a nice scratch. It saves so much time to get the 3rd one, and the other 2 are locked to secrets anyways, that there's no reason not to get them, even if they weren't required. Let's see, how many rockets am I supposed to have leaving this level again? I think 20-something?
You can see Zillow did a strafe run, so he didn't have to go backtrack all the way up there. He just strafe run across there to skip a part of the level.
Yeah, I was actually kind of amazed I got that first try there.
Yeah.
I didn't save before that. I hope I got 100%. Thank goodness.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
I was a little scared I was going to have to repeat like 2 minutes of that, but we're good now. So there is one weapon that we didn't get to see yet that you'll get to see. Who wants chainsaw?
Yeah, nice.
So the chainsaw in this game is so much better than it is in PC Doom because it actually does damage twice as fast. So this is actually really good for stun locking enemies, and it's actually relevant for dealing with arachnotrons because you can lock them down safely. Just really funny that actually works. So we'll get to see more chainsaw a little bit later because we will use it at the beginning of the next level.
This is also where the fire skies start appearing for the first time.
Oh yeah, those are beautiful textures. Like we'll see when we get back outside, but those are like beautiful textures. I almost forgot about these guys. I forgot about the category I was playing for a second. Because normally in Speed we just ignore these. Know what category you're playing.
Fires are procedurally generated algorithms. Oh, and then we get to see the ring around the rosy.
Yeah, ring around the rosy, so you can dodge the dart trap because you can normally put up a guard that stops these from stops the darts from hitting you, but that's very slow, and the dart script actually takes longer that way. So we just do kind of this ring around the rosy and just kind of move in the path of the dart fire, and you just don't get hit. It just works out nicely that way.
But a Zelo signature.
It was something I came up with because I was sick of dying in ILs because hiding somewhere usually just gets you killed from arachnotron fire. Anyway, speaking of arachnotrons, one spawned over there, which is actually a good sign. So there's a weird script when you pick up that key. When you pick up that key, 3 arachnotrons normally try and spawn, and you would think spawn blocking all of them would be great. That's actually the worst case scenario because there is another secret later on in the level. There's another trigger in this level, and when you do that trigger, for whatever reason, if you manage to spawn block all 3 Arachnotrons, they all try and respawn again, and they all get spawned. So it's actually detrimental to have all 3 blocked. So thankfully that didn't happen because I did see one spawn. So
yeah, I'm a Doom 64 modder, and I work on some of the engines. I don't know how that works. It's just one of those mysteries and conspiracies.
That's our conspiracy theory for the for the run there.
So those look like horizontal moving platforms, but they're not. What they are actually is a sequence of platforms that raise so fast and in such a quick sequence that they look like they're moving horizontally.
Yeah, I love that trick. That's one of the great tricks in this game to like do cool things. Like you can get a lot of mileage out of the Doom engine if you know what you're doing, especially in 64.
Yeah, and we're still discovering new things.
All right, so we're going to trigger this gargoyle shot. So that makes the soul sphere on. Now we're just going to have a big cleanup right here just to wipe out all of these Arachnotrons.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Like just ridiculous amounts of Arachnotrons.
Yeah, exterminator mode.
Yep. And thankfully all of them died nice and peacefully. Unfortunately, I don't have enough rockets here, so we're just going to have to SSG this one out. And hopefully we didn't miss a Pinky, because Pinkies like to run away in this level. All right, we're good. And now we have our chainsaw time because we need to kill 6 Arachnotrons to move on. So
and the green skies.
And the green skies. The green sky is beautiful. Unfortunately, the really annoying thing about using the chainsaw on the Arachnotrons is their hitboxes are awful. So they have like rectangular hitboxes. Nice death. Wow. So they have rectangular hitboxes. That means it's actually very difficult to get close enough to where the chainsaw actually triggers. But they can still snipe you at point blank range. So we try and move in very specific ways to not have that happen, but I kind of got caught there. That being said, the chainsaw sound is so satisfying.
Yeah, to kill all of these, so a portal will open up that allows you to access the level.
But like, can you actually think of another FPS where the chainsaw is more useful than like a plasma rifle? I can't think of any other game that does that.
Yeah. They need to put more blades on them.
More blades on the plasma too, and then you can have the best of both worlds. All right, so now we need to clear out all these barons, and hopefully this one over here stayed put. Yes, he did. So that allows us to get this switch. We hit one very important secret. This one's so important that we get it in every category, just because we get all these cells. That's like 260 cells or something. It's very much worth picking up no matter what. And then we do have another waiting script. The Pinkies right here would normally get airdropped in, as you can see. There would be 3 waves of those.
Parachuted.
But we're just going to kind of wait them out. And then once the last wave of enemies spawns in, which is the Baron spawn, that's when we can get the key. And we want those Pinkies over there to just kind of do some cleanup for us by spawn blocking enemies where it can. So there we go. We're just going to blast our way out right here.
Would now be a good time to get one more announcement?
Yeah, one more is fine.
Okay. I'm going to give a shout out to Frame Fatales. Frame Fatales is a community of women and femmes who share a passion for speedrunning, gaming, and charity. In addition to their 2 flagship events, they host activities year-round in their community Discord like Game of the Month and randomizer events. You can type !FF in chat to learn more and to get involved. And back to you, Zello.
Thank you. So we have the most important line def skip coming up in the entire game that it's done in every category. This allows us to get the yellow key early. It doesn't seem like much, but when you normally grab the yellow key, just not going to do that. We're going to do a little bit of setup here. We're going to clear everything out. Hey, more plasma. There you go. The plasma gun has the highest priority for like changing to a new weapon whenever you run out of rockets, so it's kind of annoying in that regard. So we're going to do a line def skip here by lining up in the corner, and nothing happens, which is great. We're still going to trigger stuff because triggering barons and killing this baron right here still makes the stairs show up, but we need to do that anyways. But the key that was on like the very far side over there, that's the one that you don't want to try and pick up because otherwise the castle locks. So we can just get straight back into the castle right here and not have to worry about that. So this is the interesting switch puzzle of the level that kind of makes it memorable if you want to talk about that, Amorpher.
Yeah, so In the 3 doors of this level, there's a sequence of key colors. And the idea is you go back to this spot 3 times and you put in the combinations to open those doors. Well, it turns out, coding-wise, that you just have to go across that pillar clockwise 3 different times, starting at 3 different keys, and you'll get them all right. And then you can go through these 3 different doors to unlock the exit of the level.
Yeah, because the exit's behind a bunch of like stone barriers, and this is the only way to bring them down. Nice no-scope shot. It tried to target it again. That Hell Knight that's in the corner loves to get targeted by the rocket launcher, and he just he just took a vacation right there. Up.
Now, this is one of my favorite rooms of the level because you can see how it just transforms into an entirely different area.
Yeah, it's a great room. It's also a little scary because it is a pretty damaging floor. Where is... Oh, it did die. I didn't even realize it died. I didn't hear the scream or anything. I was like, where is that other Hell Knight? Yeah, so there's a lot of randomness on rocket damage to where Hell Knights can die in as few as 2 or in as many as 4 direct hits. So sometimes you just kind of listen for those things.
I want to say happy birthday to a Doom 64 player, KS Quarry in chat. So happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, I didn't know it was Chaos Quarry's birthday, too.
Happy birthday.
A lot of birthdays today. All right, so that should hopefully be everything. It's a great day. It's a Doom 64 day. How could it be bad? All right, coming up on No Escape. This is infamously like the hardest level in a casual playthrough usually. Some people struggle with the last level a bit more, but this is pretty infamous because we have 3 cyber demons in this level, and we don't have an invincibility to cheese them out this time. But we do have a triple unmaker, so we're just gonna kind of shred this one to death.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra secret areas in this level. Well, not really secrets, they don't count as secrets, so we never get to see them. But if you're playing normally, you can get go to there for some extra things, but they will spawn too many enemies.
Can I get the spawn block? Nope. Something didn't die. Hey, that Mancubus didn't die. So yeah, I was gonna try and spawn block this Mancubus, but unfortunately, the other one didn't die and triggered the script, so we need to do a little bit more cleanup here. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool optional places you can visit on this level, but we're doing pretty much the bare minimum because so many of these extra areas spawn enemies. And even though the supplies would be nice, it's not worth spawning extra enemies.
Yeah, play the game for yourselves and you get to see them.
All right, so we're gonna get our very last secret of the game. Clear this guy out. So we're going to shoot that. So the BFG secret opens up right here. So this is the very last secret we're getting in this run. But now we have a nice little trap. So the moment I pick up this green armor, a whole bunch of lost souls pop out, and they can easily face rocket me to death. So just kind of just do that, leave. We'll be back for the last one in a second.
This is the only level of hell that has those UAC barrels in it. There's always been speculation why they're there, but we don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Wow. It's actually been that long since we had that. Okay. Well, anyways, we've got 2 cyber demons in the cage together, so we're just going to try and lure them out one at a time so I'm not dealing with double rockets. Sorry, it's very loud in this corridor. I had just enough health to tank that. That was close.
Now we're on to the final level.
Yeah, this is the last level. This is actually the level that can screw me the hardest for reasons. But pretty much this is a big arena, so this is a very funny level because there's a monster closet with a whole bunch of enemies that walk towards teleporters and they spawn in here. But when you activate these pedestals using the demon keys, the gates close, and the part of that room that they came from, a giant crusher comes down and smashes them all to death, which is hilarious. That being said, sometimes it doesn't smash everything to death, so sometimes we can not finish with 100% kills. So we're just gonna clear off the mother demon right here, just kind of stun lock her in place. So time is coming up when we see the result screen. If we have 100%, that's time. If not, then I'm going to try and reload, and I'm just gonna hope we don't have to reload. So time.
Nice.
Actually, you did it.
Did it.
100% on everything.
100% on everything that we can get 100% on.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
And that's
Thank you.
That's the only level that monsters in Doom 64 are in a monster closet and then they teleport to the player. For the most part, they either teleport accidentally with the player teleports or they're just spawned in with that thing spawn.
Yeah, it's a strange decision. So it is funny, but that is Doom 64. Watch Me Die, Max, on the main game. I hope you've enjoyed. Do we have enough time to show something that takes like 1.5 minutes?
Yeah, if it's real quick, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get through the ending real quick. The Mother Reapers is all dead. You stay in hell and just make sure nobody rises again. And because of the additional campaign added in the remaster, the Lost Levels, this actually ends up tying the classic series to the modern series started in 2016, which is really fun. But anyways, I'm going to take the features menu right here. So we're going to activate the warps. We're going to go back to the layer. We saw this earlier. I'm just going to turn cheats on just to make this a little bit faster. So we're just going to turn vulnerability, give us weapons. Okay, so there's Morpher was alluding to this earlier. There's a hidden trigger in this spot here. We're going to actually activate that trigger by getting to a part of the map we're not supposed to get to. It's actually been a while since I've actually done this. I hope I do this right. This is a little tricky because I have to line up. Yeah. And these lost souls are going to be a pain in the butt too, so.
You can already tell that you're not supposed to be up there because you can see the end of the mountains.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to be up here. I think the lost souls are still around, so we're just going to kind of do this. Let's see here. So if I remember right, we do just a forward tap, look at part of the ledge here. Oh, nope. Get out of the way. If needed, we can also just no-clip to it, but I'd like to do it legit, if possible. And then we just line up here. There we go. So we're behind here. So we're behind here. This is a nice, pretty mountain texture. It's really cool to watch, but I can make it do something cooler if I can count properly. I hope this is right. So if I do activate here, the level ends because there's an exit trigger just waiting outside.
Nice.
We have no idea why that's there.
So because of the way the scripts in this level work, things are set up a little bit differently. And in the console version, like you can see that it's not going to take me to a level. There's no destination. So in the console version, this actually takes you to the credits.
Oh, weird.
In this version of the game, because of how things do things, I think this is funnier.
Level.
It just kicks you back to the main menu.
Oh.
It's like, no, get out. Bye.
No. We know what you're trying to do.
Yeah. But hey, that is Doom 64. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you, Regal, for having me for this. It's just such a fun run. I love this game. I highly recommend playing this if you are a fan of any kind of classic shooter. It is still $5 on like Steam and any modern console. Like $5, you get a full package with an additional campaign added, like a little mini campaign. So, but thank y'all. Regal, I'll hand it back to you. And Morpher, actually, you want to say anything before we finish up?
Yeah, if you want to give your shout outs and everything like that, this is a good time to do it.
I just want to say thank you all for watching. We have a big Doom 64 community out there. You can find us on Reddit, on Discord, on Facebook, where we share speedruns, we share new mods, we share new ports. We had it ported to the Dreamcast a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So we're getting everywhere.
Wow.
Doom really is the most portable game in history.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was amazing. But that was amazing. Thank you so much, Zello and Morpher. Thank you to the first runner, Glenn, for showing off Metal Gear as well. Amazing show. Thank you so much. But that's going to be all for Game Over for this week. But make sure you stick around after the break. We're going to transition to a break. And then after this, we're going to have more GDQ Hotfix speedruns. We're going to have Think Fast right after the break. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching.